What's up, everybody? Appreciate you being here. Thanks so much for hanging out this morning. Today's gonna be a true test of all those weekends. We had tons of people here watching practice and qualifying, but with college football kicking off today and some important games, some big time teams playing early, we'll see if we get a good crowd. But thank you guys for the ones that have tuned in already to On the Go at CeeLo. Appreciate you. We're going to bring you today the practice and the qualifying for the Cookout Southern 500. Why is this practice and qualifying so important to some drivers? Because this is the last race before they can get into the playoffs. So Ross Chastain, Bubba Wallace, Martin Truex Jr., Chris Buescher, Kyle Busch, all these folks are needing some big time placement to get that number one pit stall and also to get in the playoffs if they win. So appreciate everybody. Playoff, that's right, that's playoffs. Donald, what's going on? Michael Harmon, what's up? Eric Church, legend in training. I guess you heard I picked him as my dark horse. Ty Gibbs this weekend. Ronnie West, what is up? Steve, what is up too as well? Caleb says, I wish I could go to this race. It's going to be a good one. That's right. It's going to be fun. Jojo, what's going on? My Phillies fan, what's going on, dude? How you doing, buddy? What's going on? See who else is here. Bronny is always here hanging out before the race, keeping that chat going before the race. Him and Eric Church just talking race and love that. Brem, what's up? How you doing? That's here earlier. And just while y'all talking big time all the way, Eric Church, Richard was up as well too. Rod, what's going on? Have fun. Go SVG. So what's up, CeeLo? Bell sweeps this week. We'll see. So he is my winner for the Xfinity race. We'll see how that goes. But appreciate everybody hanging out. Hit the like button for us. Trying to get over 100 likes for this qualifying stream as we always do. But we're going to be bringing you practice for the NASCAR Cup Series Group A and Group B. If you need to know who's in Group A and Group B, it is in the description below. And let's see what else we got. Last week's stream was amazing as always, but hey, guess what? We did hit the 21K and we are at 20,946. So we are looking for 21K this weekend. And I get to wear some Denny stuff. So it was always good to have him get my purple hat back. And I know some of y'all are excited about me wearing that. But all right, let's go here to the main page here. Let's take a look really quick at the playoff, what we were talking about. Let me go to the playoff picture. Number one, Tyler Reddick is trying to clinch the regular season points. Why does he want to clinch the regular season points? Because there's extra points in the playoffs. So Tyler Reddick needs a good finish here over Kyle Larson to become the regular season points leader. Now let's take a look at the playoff spot here. As broadcast won't be come on for about 4 more minutes. We'll be bringing you the audio of the USA Network. My Vizio TV went out completely since last weekend, so I have to watch it with YouTube. CeeLo, awesome San Diego kid. Well, bad for you. I hate that anybody lose their TV, but so as we see, here's what we're talking about right here. So we got Daniel Suarez. Of course, he won in Atlanta. He is there in 11th. Alex Bowman for Chicago, and Harrison Burton, the latest playoff victory. Last weekend's amazing race with him beating out Kyle Busch. Parker Retzlaff pushing him to the win. Who would have thought Harrison Burton and Parker Retzlaff would be there at the end? But it's Daytona, right? We should have known that from the beginning. Then here is your, you got Martin Truex Jr., Ty Gibbs, Chris Buescher, okay? Martin Truex is plus 58, Ty Gibbs is plus 39, and Chris Buescher is plus 21. And then past the cutoff line is Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, and then pretty much Kyle Busch is going to have to win again. And so out of these 4 drivers, someone's not going to, maybe Bubba or Chastain is not going to get in. All right, see ya. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting on how this is going to go. But Ty Gibbs, Chris Buescher, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, they're your drivers you're looking at to see who makes these playoffs. And they playoffs begin next week in Atlanta. And then they go to Watkins Glen and then Bristol. So it should be interesting to see what happens. So let's get to the main page here. Is it going to give me a raw feed? You going to give me a raw feed? No, you're not. What's up with that? Yeah, raw feed. I might have to minimize this. Okay, 1 second. We'll just play it by ear here. So funny how raw feed works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. Darwin says, after racing is done, hope to see you next year. I don't do any other sports. Awesome, Darwin. Yeah, we'll be here um all year. So we will be here all year. We're gonna have a lot of other sports to do. It's not working either. Raw feed not working today. All right, we'll see what happens here. We'll get it going. CeeLo, we thank you for all you do. You're the best. Big Wade, awesome man. Wade, thank you so much, buddy. We've been giving to you this since the Daytona 500. Daytona 500 week. We've had some good runs. 27 weeks. This is our 27th week of doing NASCAR for you guys. I took Nashville off because I was there, but we've had a good time. We have to go to someone else to watch Atlanta and Watkins Glen. Yes, we are going to be on a cruise after this weekend for 2 weeks. So we will be back for Bristol, and I will. I'll maybe. I really haven't figured out what we're gonna do during the week. We might do some post race shows. Do a post race show possibly, and we'll definitely do the vlogs this week. We'll do the pre-race, the preview vlogs, but not sure about the live. But definitely, and after next week, we'll be going on vacation. So. Ty is 10th in points, 7 top 5s, 11 top 10s, 2 poles. So proud that kid's coming from nothing. Yeah, going on a cruise, JoJo. All right, 1 second. Let me clear the cookies here. Maybe that'll work. Hey, thanks, Brett, for subscribing. Brett, you've found the best place to be for NASCAR. A big college football day today. I'm very surprised that Bowman finished in the 16th place in Daytona last weekend after getting involved in direct. Yeah, that's the crazy thing about Daytona, man. You just think like Brad Keselowski, like he 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 went to the very he had to pit because he jumped had that jump start and then he ended up being in 5th place after the big one. It's not working. No, wait a minute. Hold on a second. There we go.
It doesn't get much better than this in the Cup Series schedule as NASCAR goes from Daytona to Darlington, South Carolina for the legendary Southern 500. It is a warm and humid 86-degree day here in South Carolina as everybody is readying for a little bit of NASCAR Cup Series practice followed by qualifying. And here is the state of play. If you're in yellow, you're looking good, feeling good, because you're locked in.
Keep hitting that like button for us, y'all.
Playoffs. If you're in white or if you're in red, it's a different story. You're either above that cut line or below, and you're looking to do what Harrison Burton did last weekend at the World Center of Racing.
What's up, Larry? Good to see you.
And you're in.
Aaron, too.
This is the last opportunity.
Joey, go get it done.
This is the cutoff
20
race.
minutes.
Good afternoon,
20
everyone.
minutes for
Lee
practice.
Giffey along with Jeff Burton and Steve Letarte.
CeeLo for NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Ready to
Oh,
roll.
thank you, buddy.
Last time we were in the booth together, you were high-fiving. I missed your high-five. You were hugging everybody, and then you ran out and left Stevie and me. How's your week been, Jeff Burton?
They cut my pay. That's the job early. It's a fun week. There's a lot of energy, obviously, with our family. Harrison winning last week, and and so much respect shown this week. I really appreciate it. I mean, I really do. It's so many cool phone calls, texts, emails. It was a fun week. But now we're at Darlington. Back to work.
Back to work, but Stevie, let's just relive this.
Let's
just soak it up because it really was
a
special time, a special finish.
Boys.
Well, special time, a special
Not scored
play,
yet.
Special finish, and a big move, right? A good block on the 8 right here. Gets caught in the bumper a little bit. Luckily, all steadied in the right
lagging?
direction. Headed
Really?
across the start
I don't
finish
show it
line
on
to
my
hold up.
end.
Kyle
Make
Busch
sure
with
it's not
his
you,
resume.
Bronny.
An A+ job by Harrison Burton. A lot of internet chatter all week long about, is this what this playoff format is built on? There used to be a rule to be in the top 30 in points. It was removed from the rule book, and I applaud it because I believe there are 36 charters, which means there are 36 teams that come each and every week.
If you do lag, make sure you hit the refresh.
To make the playoffs, and I believe that winning should trump everything. Victory lane, Dave, is anything but easy, and I think Harrison reminded me that I should take a minute and probably enjoy watching these guys go to victory lane because Harrison.
I refresh, Bronny.
Well,
That's
Steve,
something you have to. You'll have to go out of YouTube and bring it back in because that happens.
The mystery and the blistery of this place. Of course, the history. NASCAR's.
Yeah, I'm
Super
doing good
Speedway.
right
Who
here. I'm
wouldn't
looking at
wanna
all
win
my
the
things.
Southern
I'm not
500
lagging at
here?
all.
The list of names that have won here, it is legendary. What about the mystery? What's this track going to do? Even the pit road surface, what is that going to do as it takes rubber throughout the day? And then the blistery. I'm telling you what. From the side of the car that hits the wall when they try to get a Darlington stripe for speed, that can get blistered up. The tires can get blistered up if you don't treat them right. Even your shoes and socks, if they aren't just right. It's a long, hot race here at Darlington, whether it's practice, qualifying, or the Southern 500 tomorrow night. The history, the mystery, and yes, Lee, the blistery.
What's up, William? Good to see you. 53 from 21,000. That's right. Let's
go. What will that tire fall off be like? What will the track conditions be?
Only one, Wade.
About the task at hand.
It is almost playoff time.
Every single one of the 37 drivers in Cup Series competition this weekend will tell you that you've got to respect this place maybe even more than your competition, because take
Kyle
your eye
Larson
off
out
for
there.
a moment, and this track is going to remind you of just how difficult and challenging it is. Front bumper of the 11 of Denny Hamlin. You're now on the front stretch. You're going to climb the banking into turn 1. Jeff, a little bit like threading a needle entering 1.
Yeah, I love this racetrack because of how narrow the groove is. Denny Hamlin, you see, he's not all the way against the wall. He's given a little bit of room right there. It's really easy to make contact. Listen to how far he drives in the corner. Already entering 3/4 up the racetrack. Back to the throttle quickly. Look, he's one of those guys that makes it look easy around here, but it's anything but, because you're always dancing.
Yeah, he did a great job. Lee Dippy did a great job last week.
Too hard. If you kind of take it easy and say, all right, I don't want to hit the wall, you're going to run really, really slowly. You have to find a way to push and find lap time while saving your race car a little bit. It's hard to do both.
Not shocking, Eric Jones to the top of the
You like
board.
that grayed out 14?
You know, rarely do you think of someone that has won single-digit races in their career and say, oh, but Darlington's his best racetrack. I mean, why or how could it be that way? But it is for the driver.
Route
of the
Bay
43,
practice.
right? He has 3 Cup wins total. 2 of them came at this racetrack. There's something about it that suits his driving style. I kind of liked his outlook coming into this year's Southern 500 as well. He said, look, admittedly, we know where we are in the playoff points. We're way back. He said, I think the pressure would be higher if I was one of the bubble drivers. He said, knowing my history here, if we've got a good car, I'm going to go out and have some fun. And if that leads to a win, well, then so be it.
Yeah, one thing Eric Jones is doing, if you look at the line that he's running around the racetrack, it's very much a qualifying line. He's right around
11 dominates tomorrow. I hope so, Ryan. He said it in his podcast he was going to.
Guys are up the racetrack, but even here, he's not using all of the racetrack, and that's something that you can do.
If he wins, he makes the playoffs.
And that may be that he's those first few laps were about, what does my car need to do in qualifying trim? Look where he is now. Now he's up the racetrack. Now he's using the racing.
JoJo, is this your first race with us?
That run was new tires, a lot of grip.
Is this your first race weekend, JoJo?
Let's take you back to his most recent win 2 years ago in September 2022. And this is what Steve was just alluding to. You got 3 Cup wins and 2
Rick Jones' best track. Gotcha.
You know, the moniker, the track too tough to take.
Shane yet to go.
This guy's got the magic. He knows how to unlock it.
Yeah, he's in Group B.
And Lee, remember how he got here for the May race? He had crashed very hard at Talladega and had a back injury, missed 2 races after that, and then returned at Darlington. A lot of the media asked him, are you sure you want to return to a place that's called too tough to take?
You're welcome, Ryan.
Like Darlington. But he knew he wanted to be here for this to be his return track. Finished 19th on the day, but said he had to get back in the rhythm of things here.
So, Rod.
Very comfortable with how the racetrack changes throughout the 500 miles, and he's proven already with the 2 wins he can get it done. Could he be a surprise entry to the playoffs after Sunday night?
You know, I'm not sure. It would be a surprise entry, Dave, but not a surprise win. We were lucky enough to have car owner Jimmy Johnson on the Peacock Pit Bots last week, and remember, he
Chastain and Chris Buescher
to remain at Legacy Motor Club. So
and Bubba do not want to see a first-time winner.
From the 43 to the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
I remember Ned calling Dale. I remember Dale calling Michael. I wish Burton would have called more of those last 2 laps.
It's kind of refreshing, Jeff. Have a little bit of practice before we qualify. 20 minutes is a good hit out.
Well,
I think he wanted to just be quiet and watch it.
Set of tires. I mean, if you were going to run more, and even 20 minutes is pushing it with 1 set, but
because
it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, it's a great call by Waltrip and Ned, but
is that you can't hit. Like, because of the tires, they fall off so quickly.
I don't know. I think he probably loved just watching it.
You almost can't hit to work on it because, Steve, it completely changes the balance of the car just stopping and going back out on tires.
Yeah, it completely changes the balance.
Whoa, Stenhouse!
Stenhouse loses it off turn 4.
Is he going to hit? Oh, he hit the wall.
Contact to the inside wall. Damage to the nose of the race car.
Stenhouse slides out of turn 4.
7th on the speed chart, as you had pointed out, Lee. Oh, excuse me, 3rd on the speed chart, had run 7 laps. So, the track has bitten its first victim.
The lady in black does not like Recce. The lady in black does not like Recce. Recce Spinhouse back at his job. That's right, KRA. Recce being Recce. That's right. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. A lot of college football on. If you guys want to hang here, we got the college ticker in the very bottom there. Some of your teams, your favorite baseball and college football teams, so you guys can keep up with your ticker as you watch some racing today. And hope you guys are ready to have some fun. We're going to have a good time today. We're bringing you practice and qualifying for the Cookout Southern 500. And then later on this afternoon, probably about 45 minutes or an hour after that ends, we're going to be bringing you live coverage, flag-to-flag coverage of the Sports Clips VFW, is it Have Something Hero, Save a Hero, or Help a Hero 200. That's it, Help a Hero 200. And we're going to be bringing you the USA broadcast. We're going to have our cams going today, 4 or 5 cams. We're going to extend it to 5 cams today. We'll see how that works and see if that holds up with our laptop. If not, we might just go back down to 4. We know 4 works. We're going to try 5 today. So, we'll have aerial cam, battle cam, and the 3 cams that they're going to give us this week. So hope everybody's have some fun today. We appreciate you being here. Hit the like button, share the stream out for the letter race. And then in stage 2, I will put the pin message above of an Xfinity race that's already up and ready to go. So what's going on, David Farmer? Good to see you. JoJo says, Ricky is fun. Punch Peanut Head again. And some of y'all hung out with us during the Braves Phillies last 2 nights ago. JoJo, little disappointed last night. Happy the night before. Our JoJo's our Philadelphia Phillies fan in the chat. And we had a good time with Braves baseball this weekend as well. It's coming up next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, I believe, we're going to do Braves baseball. And then Thursday through the following Tuesday, 2 Tuesdays from now, we'll be back for some Braves baseball. Now, I'll probably try to do like a post-race show possibly for Atlanta for both races. I'm going to try to do some live streams from the boat. I'm going to do vlogs from the boat. So some entertainment to keep the channel going so it's not stale for the whole entire time. But I do have the internet package, so I can do some things. But this cruise is just going to be kind of like a chill cruise for me. I've been going nonstop with work and then coming home and streaming and then going to work and coming home and streaming. So this is going to be a little break every weekend. I've been busy. But so I'm gonna try to do some stuff for you guys, but I will not be here next weekend for Atlanta or Watkins Glen. So just FYI. But hope you guys are ready to go. Virginia Tech is losing to Vandy. Get out of here. Again, CeeLo stated for who the cameras. Yes, we have 3 cameras. We got SVG. We got Christopher Bell.
I love this.
And who else did you say?
Everything about it. Got to do some interesting stuff here. Never won a race like you did. But I got to be the Grand Marshal of the Hauler Parade last night, which was a huge honor for me. So that was like
27.
Something cool down here.
The 27 car.
Sure am,
the 20, the 27, and the 97.
You up here once again. Yeah, I'm going to tomorrow
10-0.
in pre-race.
Wow.
Going to be driving a car that Kel Yarborough drove. Obviously,
what's up, Lita?
We've lost Kel now, but Hall
Via
of Famer,
Tech Play on
career,
TV. I'm
so
from
tough
Martinsville,
here through
Virginia.
the years,
Nice.
So looking forward to that. I thought we had a lot
Go
of
SVG, Aussie. Good to see you.
You know, we both raced here.
Jeff Burton,
Neither one
gotcha.
of us ever won the Southern 500.
Of all the cameras,
We
why
had
Jeff
dads
Burton?
that did win the Southern 500, but we did win our first race like Harrison Burton with the Wood Brothers.
With the Wood Brothers,
How about
that's
that,
right.
guys?
Eric Jones, Denny Hamlin, Ricky Stenhouse. Well,
Phenomenal.
he was
We're
fastest
still,
until he spun.
Bathing in that afterglow of last
You deserve a
weekend. This
vacation,
is
dude. I
the
appreciate it, man.
significance of it for the Wood Brothers, and there it is.
I mean, we've gotten away,
Their
but we
100th
also
victory. It was just a
done a lot of
magical
stuff,
night
too.
in Daytona. So what does the Southern 500 give
not
us
tonight,
tomorrow?
JoJo. I
As
gotta-
we're starting
I gotta-
that
we got
question
some
thread
stuff going on.
right here, right now.
I wish I could.
For the two of you who have experienced
gonna be on
so
Fox,
much
though.
here, including wins, and you've come here so many
I like
times.
that 45.
I'm happy to say that this
Oh,
is
here's
my
Stenhouse
first time
wrecked
ever to
right
Darlington,
here.
and I've had the fortune
I
of
love that
working
45
and being
tops
at some of the most
cards.
famous
Upper
racetracks
deck
in the
card?
world,
It's
Monza,
upper deck,
Le
not
Mans,
tops.
Silverstone,
Upper deck.
Bathurst, Daytona. You know, I've been all over, but this
Awesome,
is my first
Lita.
time here, and
Thanks
just
for
coming here really
for
early this
watching.
morning on Sunrise. The history grips you. And it
But
is
we'll be back
such a
after
treat
Bristol,
to be
and
here.
then I
It
haven't
hasn't
decided if I want to go to
treated
Talladega
Ricky
or not.
Stenhouse all that well. Tell us
But
more,
we'll
Dave.
be bringing you
Yeah,
all
he's
the
hopped
rest
out
of the
car
races.
now. You're making good lap time. What happened there off 4?
Yeah, just trying to get the most out of it. Been working really hard. Feel like every time we come to Darlington, we're really good in 1 and 2 and struggle in 3 and 4. And I was just up there running close to the wall. Got a little tight, and the rear just stepped out there. But our Kroger drumstick Camaro, I think it's, you know, our setup is good.
Hey.
I think the boys will get us fixed back up. I don't think it's too terrible. So
Better figure out, better
hopefully,
wear it.
we'll be
I
able
won't
to
be
race
wearing
this
it for a
one
while.
and, have to come through the field. It's a long 500 miles here Sunday, so not the start we wanted, but I feel confident in my guys.
Thanks, Ricky. Jeff Burton, this shape of this track does lend itself to being great at one end and then having to work really hard on the other.
What's up,
Two
Mark?
completely different ends from 1 and 2 versus 3 and 4. And you heard Ricky right there saying I was trying to get the top working, and I got tight. You saw it spin out, right? So when you hear a guy say I got tight,
10
and
minutes
then you
left
see
in
it
this
spin
Group
out,
A
well, how does that
practice.
happen, right?
And
So
thanks for the subscribe.
You're asking the car to turn. You put more wheel to it. You're going to the
Billy
throttle,
Bowles.
and eventually you got so much wheel to it that the rear tires just
Oh,
no
Billy,
longer
your,
stick. And
membership
watch how
ran
quickly
out.
It goes around, but that all started, see, with him saying first he was too tight, not too loose.
Yeah, too tight. And we'll remind the listener, 26th in points, way below the cut line. It's a must-win situation for Stenhouse if he wants to advance in the playoffs. He said repair it. You know, we talk a lot about this car versus the cars of you know, the past few decades. This car's very modular, meaning kind of like an open-wheel car, like another series. They can kind of just unbolt everything in front of the front suspension. I assume that the front clip is fine, so it's the bumper structure, the nose really will unbolt, the radiator, the cooling. So I think the opportunity to repair this car, if the foundation isn't bent, it's going to be okay. So
That
good news for the
47 would
47
top.
if they can repair
It would blame
You know,
Recchi.
it might take most of the night,
Let's
but
go
they'll
9.
get
There you go,
it done. How
Billy.
about this view?
Oh, I love it.
Sure.
Love it. For Chris Buescher, RFK Racing in the 17, and he is sitting in the hot seat in the 16th and final position heading in to the final race of the regular season. Can he make it? Can he win? He almost did earlier this year here in
T-Man
Darlington.
award just for
That's
you.
a real thorn in his side.
You Mountain Billion
He
Menace.
came so close. There was an altercation with Tyler Reddick, and it evaporated. It went away. His
I hope
teammate
so,
ended
Lita.
up winning the race.
Thank you, Mark. You're
Let's
welcome.
take you back there now and remind you what went down here earlier in the year in May.
Yeah, Jonesy.
Great race. Guys really going at it. Busher with that big move. And then watch this. Tyler Reddick trying
Good,
to
Tom.
make a slide. Busher gets loose. Contact.
And frustration between the two, and you understand why, but, you know, Busher felt like he had the race won. I think Reddick at this point is saying, look, I'm sorry, I messed up, you know.
I think one of the most telling things there, too, fellas, was afterwards where we were eavesdropping, and you could hear Chris Busher, and he pointed to Tyler's car to a victory sticker and said, I don't have one of those. I needed that. You're already in. I needed that.
Yeah, and surprisingly today, Chris Busher is only 13th fastest, and Brad Keselowski 10th fastest. Both of those guys had a real opportunity to win that race. So not the fire-off speed that they were hoping for in practice. That doesn't mean they can't qualify well. However, if you look at their lap times in race mode, they're not as. I still don't think they're as good as they need to be. So it seems like they've lost just a little bit compared to the way they were in the spring. But Steve, this track changes more than any racetrack that I know of with rubber and how it affects through nighttime going through the Southern 500. It may not be there right now like they need to be, but I will not be surprised when it counts for them to be in the hunt.
It's one of the few racetracks, so I'm going to contradict my approach when I go somewhere that's a newer pavement, maybe a little higher speeds. I care about the lap time diff, right? Well, I hope it drives good, but to be honest, it just has to be fast. We are in a race. We aren't in a ride, you know, contest. This is one of the few, because of what these drivers are going to be asked to do for probably over 4 hours tomorrow night, and that is run right against this red and white checkered wall. It's, okay, we're not as fast as we are, but how comfortable are you? Was that easy? Or is your tongue hanging out, like going as hard as you can go to make this lap time? You saw Ricky Stenhouse. That's too close to the edge for me. Simple mistake. I'm not blaming him. But I want my driver to be a full step back from the edge. I want some comfort to be able to do this all day long. Now, that last fuel run, you're probably going to have to find the edge. But let's make it somewhat manageable till then.
Well, we know of his situation right now. Good at the points, but has to have a good night. Ross Chastain is chasing him, 27 points back of the cut line. Let's see what they're talking about.
Landing into 3, I have all the front turn. When I touch throttle early like I am, I can get tight, but I'm pretty early and aggressive with that, which is nice to be that tight. 1 and 2 is like the deal, tight up the hill, which is why the extra brake was happening. And when I did less brake that lap, it felt tighter longer, but just off the cuff, it feels worse.
Great feedback. I love everything he was saying. So he said tight up the hill in 1. Let's take you around Darlington, start, finish. Up the hill. That's this section right here. Front compresses. You see the fire out the pipes. Front tires loaded, 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 loaded. Once he gets to the wall, it's almost like a
watermelon man there. Let me see those watermelons.
There, Jeff, and then the compression on the exit.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, and he was given a description about the brakes, and he said the reason that you're seeing that is they're looking at data, and they're like, hey, Russ, other people aren't using as much brake as you are. And so he tried.
You know, I like that paint job. I should have said I like that paint job in our
So,
preview vlog, but that Busch
car
looks great.
Is a great tool, and the team needs to
Trackhouse
use it, but
always has
why
great
are
paint
you
jobs.
Using more brake than the next guy. That's the most important part about that conversation.
And that was clearly recorded.
Gerald
in the
dropping
stoppage,
those
right?
watermelons.
That was a long explanation.
All right, we got a commercial break as Eric Jones continues to lead Group A. This is Group A practice. If you're just joining us, will be Group B after this practice. They're showing, every race is going to be on the CW. That should be interesting to see how that affects us. How many people want to watch that for free, because that's on like the regular cable station. That's not even a cable. So I've never been either looking forward to it. Woo! T-Van says that Jones boy, yeah, like Ronnie said, he might do some upsetting here. This might mess up the playoffs big time. but we'll see what happens. But Eric Jones looking good so far. Can he last all the way through the Southern 500 without getting in a wreck or anything happening to him? May be possible. But we'll be doing that tomorrow night, y'all. Flag to flag coverage of the Cookout Southern 500 right here with the cams, the audio, the emojis, everything. Will be great fun. I've always wanted to go to Darlington. I've never been. Love to go. We'll be having Group B practice here in just a second, as we've done every week for you guys. Group A and B practice. Now, next week in Atlanta, they're not doing practice. They're just having qualifying. Our good friend Kenneth Fox is going to be out there. Get to see that in person. He won our 2 VIP passes to Atlanta next weekend. Praying for good weather. Fingers crossed for that race to be out there. He's coming from all the way across the country to go to these races. So I'm glad he's getting the opportunity of a lifetime to hang out with Fast Pasta on Saturday and our good friend Tom Armad at Our Motorsports and everything. So this, Steven, is practice, and we'll have qualifying after 2 groups of practice. 2 of the 3 of Eric Jones' wins came from Darlington. Both of them were the Southern 500. Uh-oh. Brawny. Maybe I should have done some research on my dark horse pick before. But I don't know. Ty Gibbs last spring ran in the top 5 the whole entire race. He qualified 4th. Good possibility he could do this here.
And one of the key characteristics of the Lady in Black Darlington Raceway is the imperfection of the shape of the wall. It is stunning.
So it's great. So, Jeff, you and I were just out there in the pace car. You were showing this is down the backstretch into turn 3. So in a normal racetrack,
so Cyrus,
this wall kind of goes down and then just connects like a nice.
Yeah, I'd love to go. I'd love to go to Darlington. I've never been.
Wants to do. But here at Darlington, watch the 77 right here. See
yeah, qualifying format is single car.
And he actually turns right and gets up into that pocket against the wall and then makes the actual corner. And you were saying, Jeff, that you think getting up into that pocket, even though that's right at the beginning of the corner, helps you all the way around to have a better angle.
You want to be as close to the wall as you possibly can. Aerodynamically, it makes the car drive better. There's more grip up there, and the way to do it is to use that pocket.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, a lot of Eric Jones support.
Watch this. Turn right, get up right up against the wall, and that's where you make the most grip. And that's all great until you do this for 500 miles.
Right.
And then you miss it by a little bit, and you're in the wall. The other thing that happens is, see where the cones are on the wall? The wall is actually turning into the racetrack. It actually moves to the left, goes into the racetrack, and then it goes right. And we will see championship drivers hit the wall on the corner in that part of the racetrack because it surprises them how fast it comes out.
Well, what happens is you see the tire marks right here. Right, so when you go in there, you lift. Right, Jeff, and if you carry
They're showing down the backstretch into turn 3.
When you see the tire marks right there in that blue paint, I mean, it just pulls you right in.
It's just one of the things.
Till I pull out of Darlington, Ricky, have a good time, man.
And the exit of turn 4 has a very.
Where are you sitting right now? Are you in the stands?
It also has a pocket that you can use.
It's somebody who knows how to win.
So you pull out for
William
Darlington.
Byron
Okay, gotcha. Sorry about that. I read that wrong.
On the speed charts with just a minute to go.
Practicing that pit road entry. We also talked about that. We have seen so many of the biggest stars miss a pit road entry that they already know is very, very, very difficult. I would imagine every one of these drivers will give it at least one run at the end of this practice. So 44 seconds to go. We'll see if we can catch somebody going down the backstretch.
1976, your very first race. Wow.
You get down on that flat, and it's just messy and dirty. So you got the box is way, see if I can even see it. I think it's way out here, right? So basically you need to be under that box,
Christopher
under that
Bell.
line. So that's your entry. There you go. There's a
Kyle
good shot
Larson.
at it. The problem is it looks so easy to get to, but when you enter turn 3, it's so far down around to your left.
Got to throw a Ford in
the
there.
Good car. Here he goes. Here's Bubba Wall. If we stay right here, Bubba's coming into screen. He's going to come in right
Christopher Bell.
off right,
I mean, there's a
on
lot
the
of
brakes, on the
Toyotas I can
brakes,
pick all
turning
day.
Left. Nice job underneath it.
We did that today in the pace car.
Not hammers.
Thank you for that, by the way.
I throttled up down the back straightaway, and just drove it as hard as I could.
Awesome,
into
man.
Turn 3,
have fun.
And we missed the pit road. and we did it just like,
You'll have to
let's try
check in for us tomorrow night from the race.
It is so easy to happen. It's one of the
3-0 sloppy right now. I see that.
Having to maximize pit road entry speed. This is one racetrack. I don't need to hear that.
Do you think you're missing Brock Bowers? Is that what's going on here?
Up a second or 2 seconds getting on pit road. I don't need you to make that massive mistake that can change our night. You're better off being conservative here than you are aggressive.
So Brad Keselowski comes into the pits with the 10th quickest time from the first group. Second group.
Good possibility he's out there for 30 laps.
Been racing here in Darlington since 1950. The history is immense. The challenge is huge, but it's so much fun.
No cup for Rockingham, but for trucks and the trucks really have changed since last year. They are going up to 26 races for the trucks, which is crazy. 26 races now for the trucks next year. They added 6 new tracks, and they're going to have a big-time different run. And also Xfinity adding the Mexico race and Rockingham, and then the Nashville race that I go to is now June 1st. And then they'll go to Mexico 2 weeks after. They're going to take a break between Nashville and Mexico. So normally Nashville is at the end of June, but is now moved to June 1st. So that should be interesting to see how that goes. Ricky says, I witnessed Jones win 2 Southern 500s, one in the 20 Toyota and the 43 Chevrolet. Nice, Ricky. So you go every year, Ricky, huh? You sit in the same seats every year, too, as well? Yeah, you'll definitely have to check in tomorrow if the cell signal's good out there. They're also going to Charlotte Roval. Yes, our Charlotte Roval and the trucks. And a new track is making NASCAR top division debut. Lime Rock Park. Yes, Lime Rock Park. Thank you, Ronnie. And I got all that information in our preview vlog. We have NASCAR news section in our preview vlog that I released on Friday. So if you guys want to check that out, it's already doing pretty well. It's almost up to 2,000 views. If you guys want to check that out, I gave the paint schemes for both cars. My favorite paint schemes, a Daytona recap, NASCAR news with all the NASCAR announcements, and then my picks to win this week. So make sure you check that out. Rockingham always better than some weathering on the track. Slip and slide. Great racing. Yeah, all 3 series are going to have new tracks next year. Should be interesting. Now, next year, the cams are going from NASCAR.com to HBO Max. So I'm not sure how that's going to work for us showing the cams, because then we're pretty much broadcasting something that's on a network. So I'm not sure how that's going to work next year. I'm possibly looking into emailing HBO Max to see if I can get rights to show them. I'm not sure yet. They'll be in the works, but not sure how that's going to work.
Coming up at the conclusion of this second.
Yeah, it is dumb.
20-minute practice session. Cars roll.
They realize how many people are watching them.
Here in Darlington, South Carolina. Let's go. Let's get to work. And this guy here.
All right, Group B.
Shell Pennzoil Ford. Joey Logano did some great work last
Group
weekend
B.
in Daytona, and Steve, Jeff, and myself were talking to him this morning, and the amount of laps that he led last week in the Coke Zero Sugar 400. He was one of the favorites. He was so in control, and then he was a victim, like so many others.
Right, so we should paint it with an Aria stripe.
It's just the way it is.
I don't think so, William. I think they're all going to HBO Max.
I have a feeling it'll be that way when I'm out of here.
Tyler Reddick did not
YouTube is Kyle Busch.
His
we won't be doing that one then.
Session. You can see the swipe on the side of the 45. Dave Burns, tell us more.
Yeah, Kaz Grell is finally back. Here's Tyler Reddick.
How's the car and how's the pace, I guess, in your opinion?
Yeah, the pace of our Toyota Camry is really solid. You know, we had the 47 bring out the caution there and broke up everyone's run, and just never know how it's gonna fire back off in practice. You know, on that little bit of break you have on pit road. So it's really good to see the speed it had before the break, and we took back off as the car was. Yeah, just I don't know.
thought the 42 was going to go to the bottom, and when he didn't, I just too little, too late, right behind him, right up on his back bumper, and just no air on the front of the car, so I just smoked the wall.
Thank you, Tyler. Pretty easy to find peril here, but also good that he has pace.
Yeah, that's going to be the Clash,
I think
San
that
Diego
shows
kid.
you
That's going to replace
how
the one in
difficult this
California.
racetrack is, and that's
And
in
it's going to
practice,
snow,
right?
guaranteed.
He just guessed wrong on where the car in front of him was
50
going to go.
subscribers to
So
go
now
to
he's
21K.
carrying too much pace to make the corner because he doesn't have air on the nose of the car that he expected. And so he gets in the wall.
Quarter-mile
But
track,
if
that's
that
right.
happened tomorrow night, he's not pitting. He's not stopping.
No.
He's going to keep rolling. And that's, you know, he did because it's practice, right? But in the race, that was not going to be enough in my eyes to do damage to the car.
Keep hitting that like button. We're trying to get to 200 likes.
Hocevar fastest in this 77 machine. That is the those swamp rabbits inside of that thing. Local hockey team just
It's
down
gonna
the street.
happen, Jack.
Spire, the organization
JJ.
that owns this car, also is in the ownership group in the minor league hockey ranks. So good. We talk about cross promotion all the time. It's pretty cool that they do a lot of race team events, and they have a NASCAR night down there at the hockey arena. Well, here Carson Hocevar, his second trip to
It's
Darlington,
in the middle of
tops the speed
February
chart. I give
in
that
Charlotte or in North
70%
Carolina. It's
talent,
going to snow.
30% youth. That he's not as concerned as others maybe to touch the wall.
Yeah, I'll wear Denny's stuff tomorrow as
He
well.
always impresses you. You know, he has a little bit of that it factor. Jeff and I, you know, we talk about this that.
Yeah, this is
you
Group
look
B,
for a lot
Nick.
of things, but just raw speed. Sometimes it's simple. as
They're
that.
all
I know
mixed
it's crazy.
together
If it's
now.
Another sport, you know, it'd be like if a guy threw a football, you're like, wow, you see that guy's arm.
So
Regardless
Carson
of the
Hocevar is the
decisions of
leader right
who you
now,
run
and
on
then
offense,
Christopher
it's
Bell.
easy to see that raw talent. It's kind of hidden in race cars. This guy has it.
Don't look
Kyle
at Ricky
Busch has
Stenhouse
had it his
because
whole
he
life. There are
didn't.
just
He only
certain
ran
ones that
8 laps.
Looks like it's a little easier for.
Let's show you what just went down for the man who finished a very close runner-up last weekend in Daytona. Have a
Rowdy,
listen.
where's my Rowdy friend?
Yeah, so Ricky Stenhouse talked about his car got tight over in turn 4. And this is the same thing happened with Kyle. Kyle's, you can hear him
Rowdy
in the
scraping
throttle,
the
playing with
wall.
the throttle, just the car just didn't rotate like he wanted to, but he hadn't quit running. I
Yeah.
mean, he's still out there. That's
Got
just a little
factory
kiss.
studded tires.
That's Darlington.
That's not a stripe. That's a
That's
dog.
right.
Yeah.
That's a stripe.
Ricky.
What KP said it's a stripe.
I don't either.
or
I
a
don't
wreck.
like it either.
Oh yeah.
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
So a stripe is okay. A stripe, you hit it, you keep going. A wreck is what we saw with Stenhouse.
You know, in the pace car this morning when you so generously took Steve and myself for
15
for
minutes
several
left
laps,
in this practice.
you were showing us at different points.
Keep hitting that
really
like
close
button,
the
trying to get
wall,
to
a little bit
200
down,
likes.
Going into the midline, etc.
We're at 438 in here.
How quickly,
No
when you were still
piece of
competing,
cake to get
how
to
quickly
200
would
likes.
you go up there to get as close to the wall as you can to find that grip, like you said. That's the magic spot.
Oh, immediately.
Immediately,
Yeah,
yeah,
just
okay.
as soon as
So right now, Group B, ninth
you know,
fastest
the tires
is
started wearing
Hocevar,
out
and
a
then
little
Bell,
bit, and it
Bowman,
was most
Gibbs,
advantageous
Barry.
to be against the wall. That's the thing. Like in qualifying today, I don't think we're going to see people in 3 and 4, you know, completely up against the wall because there's enough grip that you don't have to be. Some people might be, but for the most part, they'll
Drop
be down a
those
little bit.
eights.
And 1 and 2,
Rowdy
even
2.
a little more gap to the wall versus the race on old tires. But when you get old tires on these race cars, you're trying to turn the steering wheel as little as possible. And every little bit that you can do
300
that
inch.
helps
Oh my
the car.
gosh.
So,
JJ, no thank
we're
you.
definitely going to see it. Now, there's some guys, but Kevin Harvick.
48 subscribers to go to 21K.
Until late in the run. He would run halfway down the straightaway. I mean, halfway down through the corner and not get against the wall. He just thought that was a smart thing to do, and he had success doing it. Others are just like Reddick. He doesn't care. He's right up against the wall right from the beginning. He's very comfortable there.
Here's the menu for the rest of the day. Countdown to green. Xfinity Series racing at 3:30 Eastern. We'll go racing in the Southern 500 tomorrow night in the Cup Series, 6 p.m. Eastern. Back in a moment.
All right, appreciate y'all hanging out. Hit that like button for subscribe. We're trying to get to 21,000 today at the end of the day with our Xfinity race. Coming up right after this, about an hour or so. I might go a little earlier live on the, it says Countdown to Green starts at 3, which is 2 Central. I said my stream was going to start at 2:15. It might start at 2:10, but just go. Well, you'll be redirected over there, and then I'll put the link in the chat during our second round of qualifying. But right now we are in Group B practice, and right now Hocevar is the fastest right here. As you see, he's in 9th fastest. As you see at the top, Ricky Stenhouse was It says only 8 laps. He had spun coming out of turn 4, so that's why he didn't run any more laps. But Hocevar making his way, 9th place. And then Christopher Bell, they're in 13th as in Group B, they combine them all together to see who's fastest. Who's leader in Group B? It's Carson Hocevar. They're in 9th with 11 laps led. Then Christopher Bell, and then Bowman, Gibbs, Barry, LaJoy, Truex, Todd Gilliland, Michael McDowell, Justin Haley, Kyle Busch, and all the way through. SVG 21st, ran 21 laps and he's 36 fastest. He does not like this track apparently. So thank you guys. What's up, Butterfly? Good to see you. Just trying to get to 200 likes. Appreciate you being here. That's why they need me to drive the 47, Drone Shot says. That's right. As Eric Church said, if the 47 car could talk, it would say it's Recky's fault. So we'll have a good time today for the NASCAR Xfinity race. Looking forward to it, guys. And then when we come back, the first race, and we come back to the Xfinity race is going to be on the CW. So that should be interesting to see how that works. Recce Spinhouse. Darwin says they need to bring practice back like it used to be so teams can get their cars set up. This is just hot laps and nothing can get set up.
Here in the NASCAR Cup Series in the build-up to tomorrow evening's Southern 500. Here's the overstock number 4 of Josh Berry.
I heard that, Steven.
Josh really featured well last weekend in Daytona. He was at the front of the pack for a long time. However, his night will be remembered and defined by
that flip
this.
Was amazing.
What a wild ride.
Whee!
Quickly, the 4 goes up into the air, lands on the roof, and stays on the roof for this, Jeff. Scary impact.
Yeah, I was scared for him because how many times did we see a car get on the roof and then hit like that with the driver? You know, he's not in his seat any longer. He's hanging off the belts. He has lateral support, but that is something we just haven't seen. And it was great to.
And we had him on our cam, and I had switched over to someone else. We would have seen that live on the cam, which would have been crazy.
I was shocked when he said it, but I sure was glad.
It was kind of a little bit like, no worries.
What's up, Terry? Good to see you.
Race car drivers.
Kimberly says, will they let Stenhouse do a second round since he wrecked? It's just practice. It's just practice, so he'll get to qualify if they can get the car ready.
10 minutes to go,
which I'm sure it will.
Group before we flip the
yeah,
switch
they
and
are.
go into qualifying mode to set the grid.
Harsovar so far still the first fastest and
An
ninth.
interesting season for this man, hasn't it? He's in the playoffs. He's locked in.
It's also gotten hotter, I think, as well.
Have they unlocked the magic and the full
track has gotten hotter
of this
since they started.
You know, it kind of seems like that a lot for Alex Bowman. You know, all he does is win races, right? And
it's a channel off of like regular standard TV. You can watch it on pretty much any TV.
Appearance, 6 top 5 finishes this year. You know, he's won a lot of races in his career and also fought through a tremendous amount of adversity in his.
I don't get to wear it much.
And, you know, if you don't an injury and the things he went through, it takes a little while to come back from that. And I just think people have been a little bit too hard on Alex Bowman. He's a really good race car driver, and I think he can show it in the playoffs.
You know how you said fight back, Jeff? He fought back really well last week with a damaged car and 16th. I know 16th doesn't sound great, but it was a really resilient effort by the 48 team.
I tell you, the car I think is the best in this practice, or one of the best, on a really, really long run, is this 12 of Ryan Blaney. I mean, he's run this group of 3 cars down. When I look at his lap tracker out at lap 12, 13, and beyond, he looks really, really nice on pace. You know, he's run down
Mr. Rogers.
both the 31 and the 34. Car turned really nice right there on
Hocevar, Bell, Bowman, Gibbs, Barry, top 5.
Ryan Blaney
in Group B.
He's continued to just get better and better. I think the experience.
Hocevar's not getting any faster than Nemechek or Reddick, though.
Pace, right? Never a question about pace. And just having the right experience of how do you win a championship And we saw him a few years ago lose a championship.
Yeah,
made
you
some
can watch
mistakes in the
CW for
playoffs,
free.
knocked him out.
You don't
And
have
then
to
what
have a
did he do?
subscription for it.
He came back and won the next
It's on
year.
like
And I think that is just a
any
huge
smart
milestone
TVs,
in
like
a driver's
free
career
channels.
to
It's on there.
Make those mistakes, make those big mistakes, and then overcome it. And Blaney is going to be a threat for years to come.
Remember last week we were talking about Kyle Larson and not having a top 5 at Daytona? Same rings true for Ryan Blaney here in Darlington. And he can change all of that tomorrow night in the Southern 500. Here's Dave Burns. What you got?
Just checking in on Michael McDowell in the 34. A little bit different color scheme for here this weekend
McDowell.
to keep an eye on. Jeff, I want to ask you, when the car slides the nose entering turn 1 as your biggest problem, can it be overcome? How easily is it to overcome?
McDowell, all he knows to do is be on the front row.
You know, certainly it can be overcome. There's going to have to be some changes made to the car, but why does that matter, right? And the reason it matters is because if you can get the car to turn left and get pointed more quickly, then you can go to the throttle, and now you can carry the speed you needed to carry it through 1 and 2. And that's such a vital part of this racetrack, especially in qualifying trim. So entering turn 1 right here, drives in the corner, goes to the bottom, sliding up. It needs to be turning now. If it's turning now,
What's up, Gabriel from Brazil? This is the JJ. They're all mixed in together, but Hocevar, they're in 9th.
And then go back to the throttle.
Christopher Bell in 13th.
If you can't do that at qualifying speed, it's no pace.
Bowman in
If you can't do it in the
16th.
race, then they're just
And
gonna
Ty
drive
Gibbs in
underneath you and put you
17th.
in a bad spot coming off turn 2. So it is a vital part of this racetrack.
Here's a guy who could have maybe as many as 5 wins here over the years. He's had a lot of close calls as Martin Truex Jr. And he is sitting in that kind of danger zone, if you want to call it that, with no win. But he does lead the points as far as those trying to lock themselves in to the playoffs.
You're welcome,
sits
JJ.
14th. He's 58 points to the good.
Almost to 200 likes. Let's get to
as he
200
contests
likes here
his
before the
last
end
Southern
of
500
practice.
as a full-time driver.
Got 5 minutes. 5 minutes to get 50 likes. Can y'all do it? 5 minutes to get 50 likes? 200. What's up, 97 Kroba? Being the first match, being the undisputed WWE champion, Cody Rhodes. The first match is that? So that shows you how well that match is going to go. Ricky says, I hope Reddick gets the regular season points since Blaney can't get it. Only Reddick, Larson, Elliott have a chance. I don't know. I think Reddick gets it. I think he does well here. He's one of those drivers that can take the wall pretty well here at Darlington. He can ride that wall really tight and not hit it. So he's pretty talented on that. But I think Reddick does get the regular season championship. Unless Larson wins or Chase Elliott wins. So, speaking of and then also Christopher Bell, he's good at here as well. And why? It shows he qualified on the pole for the Xfinity race. He is in that 20 car. He is my pick to win the Xfinity race today. My dark horse for the Xfinity race today is Brandon Jones. So, Christopher Bell and Brandon Jones are my picks to win an Xfinity race. Bronny says Reddick led 173 laps here in May. See, there you go. Reddick does good here. Lita says she likes Chase and Bubba. Keep hitting that like button, trying to get to 200 likes. 200 likes. Bills Mafia. Yeah, we can't. I haven't really never done any NFL on here. We tried some NFL last year, but I tried doing Red Zone. I tried everything on Sundays, but it just did not work. Good luck to everyone's favorite driver this weekend. When is the Xfinity race? It'll be on, it starts at 2:30 Central, so we'll be on about 2:10 to 2:15 right after this race. We'll put the link in the chat here above you during the second round, but the stream is already up, so you guys can go over there and hit a like for us. Kozlowski always runs good here at Darlington. Yes, he does, and he won here in the spring. So, happy Labor Day, everybody. Hope you enjoy your extra day off. So we'll be live tomorrow around 4:30 Central
Practice in the NASCAR Cup
For the
Series
race.
here at
You're
Darlington
welcome.
Raceway in the lead up to qualifying. Carson Hocevar leads on the speed chart at the moment.
Maybe the 8, the 6, the 12, or the 17.
Alex Bowman in this second group, and then we pick
You're the
up
second person to say
Monster
Blaney
Machine,
this
the Monster
this
NG54
weekend.
of Ty Gibbs.
So Hocevar still
Ty's
in
one of those
ninth.
cars. I think Blaney's the standout of this group. But I think Ty's in that next group. I think there's 5 or 6 that it's hard to say, right, with traffic and, you know, it's hard to compare. But I think the 54 has something to work with, has something to deal with, some adjustments. You see Bell kind of behind him. They have, I'm trying to confirm, I thought they had the same amount of laps on the tires. So
He does,
they're
Steven.
matching each
He
other's
needs
lap
points.
times. That last lap right there from Gibbs was an outstanding lap. He all of a sudden just picked up a big old chunk of speed. Not sure where that came from, but if I'm on the radio, I'm letting them know wherever that is. I like that. Big pickup of time.
Yeah, so I think that I agree with you. I think that there's one group, which is Blaney. He leads that entire group, and then the next group might be 2 groups behind him because Blaney is light years better. But I like the speed of this car as well. He's quicker than his teammate Bell. He's driven away from
Georgia
him.
up 6 to
Look at
nothing.
that,
Who
right
would have
against
thought
the
that?
wall. There's got to be a win coming for this young man, and it's got to happen. And you wouldn't think that a 500-mile race would lend itself to a young driver like
1
Ty
minute
Gibbs,
left here in
but I think it
qualify or
does. I think
practice.
that Ty
1 minute
has
left.
learned the right balance between being aggressive at the right time and not. He's done a really nice job in this series to do that. What they've lacked is the ability to keep the pace the entire race, and that to me is a challenge for he
Go
and
blue,
this team.
Drone
So I'm a big
says.
believer in the
See
numbers.
how they do their first
Gibbs is
game
making
without
his
coach.
77th start. We saw Harrison just win a week ago. He was in his mid-90s. We've seen some of the biggest names in the sport. Like 90 is this magical number. Around 100 starts. Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, now Harrison Burton, Ty Gibbs. All right, we're talking it's right around the corner at 77. I believe it's going to come earlier. But, I mean, look at this list. Jeff, you were in 96. I had Harrison in 96. I lied to you. He was 98. William at 98. Chase at 99. Larson at 99. That's a pretty impressive company.
Well, that's interesting. Jeff Burton took 96 races to win his first, and then his son took 98 races to win his first.
Year and he's somewhere in his 90s.
Can I give you some more numbers?
William Byron,
Runner-up
98.
here.
Chase
Earlier
Elliott,
this year, he was
99.
only 1.2 seconds behind Keselowski for the win. Last 2 races, top 5 results. Got some momentum going. Top 5 momentum at the right time of the season. And as far as the playoff situation,
Ty
he's
Gibbs,
one
let me see
behind
those 54s,
Martin Truex
Eric
Jr.
Church.
Position-wise, that is. He's 15th. He's
Legend in
39
training.
points to the good above the cut
He's
line.
my
And
dark
the red
horse this
flag
weekend.
is displayed as this session winds down. So that's the first 2 groups they've done. And now we're going to go into qualifying mode.
10:20 a.m. I'm Gene. What's up? Still watching you. Thank you for what you do. Thank you so much. Go Blaney. Go
Here in
Buckeyes.
Darlington. Everybody gets amped up when you simply mention the...
All right. So there is your practice. And we are done with practice now. Back to Group A. And we're going to go to qualifying. And here is your practice result. Oh, it went away. So there you go. Here is your Group A drivers. SVG, Daniel Suarez, Ryan Preece, Danny Hamlin, Austin Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Chase Elliott, Eric Jones, John Hunter Nemechek, Zane Smith, Harrison Burton, William Byron, Ross Chastain, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson, Chris Buescher, Brad Keselowski, Bubba Wallace. All right, who are your top 5 here? I'm going to go Eric Jones, Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, and I'm going to go Ross Chastain. So Eric Jones, Tyler Reddick, Ross Chastain, Denny Hamlin, and Chase Elliott. There's my 5 from this group that moves on to the second round. JJ said, just watched the 1993 Southern 500 last night again. Martin's 4th win in a row in 1993. Nice. Well, we're coming up qualifying here for Group A. Group A qualified. Good afternoon, CeeLo. All those watching. What's up, Mark? Good to see you. Mark says, I'm from Grand Rapids, so naturally I'm a bad Brad, Eric Jones, Rosemary fan. Nice. But thank you guys. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. We almost got to 200. Let's see if we get to 200 before it starts here. 200 likes. See, normally we're at about that already or more. Gee, CeeLo, let me see if I can find a filter to block that Denny gear. Yep, Gary. We didn't hit 21K last week, so I'm allowed to wear Denny. That's the agreement. And that's why you don't see me wear Denny. So if I have a milestone and we get to 21K here, the next race that I do, I won't be wearing Denny stuff. But since we did not make our milestone last week, I am allowed to wear Denny stuff. That's the agreement that we have in our chat. So that's how it goes. That's funny. Jones, Hamlin, Byron, Wallace, Elliott for Kimberly. All right. Mark says the 17, the 41, the 90, 99, the 43, and 11. Ooh, that's good. Billy Voles says the 43, the 5, the 9, the 45, and the 6. I thought about Keselowski too, Billy. Thought about that. See, JJ Summersley from Lansing grew up there, live beautiful up now for the last 30 years. Nice. Yeah, and then tomorrow we'll do a pie in the face. 2 pies in the face if we get 21K.
Live lets you keep tabs of your lineup and make in-race adjustments to maximize your score. Visit NASCAR.com.
There's nobody here now.
All right, everybody's out of practice mode. We're going into qualifying mode, Dale Jarrett. So, DJ, who do you like the look of after that brief 2-group, 20 minutes each session?
Yeah, I know this is going to be a shocker, but Denny Hamlin, maybe, you know? I think he's as smooth as anybody, knows how to get it out. Yeah, way out. And I was going to go originally in thinking about this, Tyler Reddick, but I think that he's thinking about that regular season points championship, may not put it all out there after contacting the wall there. So I'm going to go with this teammate, Bubba Wallace. Keep an eye on him.
Yeah, me too. So, and listen, we're on the same page there. I'm going with Bubba because Bubba this week, to our Dustin Long and to some other people, said, I need to portray the best race I've ever had in my career.
Jeff's got 17 to 16, last lap SVG. Got it.
I'm going to throw it back 50 years to 1974. 21 Wood Brothers win last week.
Yeah, they're not, are they?
Wins this week.
Weird.
Aaron Jones back to win the 21 and 43, traded back and forth every week.
Love that.
Almost to 200 likes. Help us get there.
I like that little historical significance, Kyle. Doing a little bit of eavesdropping there. Everybody knows what they have, what it felt like, and what they would like to achieve to get a prioritized starting position for tomorrow's Southern 500.
So we talk a lot about how this place can kind of, you know, reach out and grab you on race trim, 4 hours, sliding around, long tires. Now, I do think 3 and 4 qualifying, easier is the wrong word, but it's a little more straightforward because you run the bottom, as Jeff mentioned. But 1 and 2, Jeff, I remember my days standing on top of the truck when we had original qualifying. The middle of 1 and 2, by speed, is nowhere near the fastest area of racing in NASCAR. But vision on top, it looks like they're going 200 miles an hour through that corner because the entry is so fast, and with the grip in the tires, it's dang near, it's wide open, I think, all the way through the exit of 2.
Yeah, it is so fast. Kyle Petty and I were talking during Xfinity qualifying and practice. The worst thing ever happened was when all these crew members were able to stand down there in turn 1 because they can hear when you lift, and you want to be the guy that drives in there the deepest. That wasn't always in our best interest, though, Dave.
So, Jeff, I got really curious.
45, the 17, the 11, 9, and the 43, and here's Ryan Blaney.
End of the run because the early laps didn't look that significant. Did they hit that right? Were you just great there at the end of the run?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I didn't fire off kind of how not the fastest firing off, but it's always a balance here, right? It's like, it's great to be fast early, but, you know, how much of a deficit are you going to pay? So I think it's just about balancing that out. So I didn't think our first 3 or so laps weren't great, but I really liked where I kind of went to and built to. So that's encouraging. Hopefully it's something to learn. Hopefully I can still run a good lap in qualifying. But yeah, proud of the Menards, Richmond Ford Mustangs, pretty fast right now. Appreciate 12 boys, and I barely hit the wall, only with the right rear just a little bit, so that's good. And But yeah, overall, pretty good day. Happy with our speed.
2:30 Central.
Yeah, barely as good on that front. The guys, I think their quote was, nobody's making the lap time that Blaney's making at the end of the run. So that's a plus. I was going to ask you, then what is a satisfactory qualifying run for you today, do you think?
Pole. Yeah, I mean, that's the good. Our car was, you know, it seemed like it. I haven't gotten to the later lap times yet compared
we
to
say go green in my house, JJ says.
I don't think you're ever going to get out of practice here and be like, my car felt great.
Yeah,
you know,
with the green flag falls at 2:30
the least
Central.
worst out of everybody because you're never going to drive great here. It's just about kind of figuring out what's the best feel and can you drive it for 500 miles.
See what SVG can do on his qualifying run.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, I know we got some changes. Maybe we can learn from our
Been that
teammates that have a
subscribe
little bit
to.
better fire off and see if we can, you know, make the transfer and then see what we got.
All right, we shall see. Wouldn't that be nice? Pole after that, guys. After a long run car, can you make it a short run car?
I'm taking that term. Least worst.
Yeah.
All right, SVG in the house. SVG fans, let me see where you're at. Any SVG fans here? I see those 6 teams in the
I was
chat.
more concerned about my worst result. Yeah.
Best worst result.
I don't know. We'll see. He was not very fast in
We talk about
practice.
the challenge of this. This is a guy that, you know, has really come
What
to
you
life.
got,
We saw him win
SVG?
Chicago Street Race a year ago in the Cup Series. He's on fire on the road courses in the Xfinity Series. He's going Cup racing, but this is the, you know, these are the types of tracks I think his learning curve is the greatest, just because not only is it oval racing, which is not his primary, you know, style of racing growing up, but it's a very odd oval to say the least.
To say the least. I thought he was pretty good in Xfinity practice. Didn't really lay a lap time down, but his consistent pace was pretty close. And I thought very respectable. Now, get in this car.
Dobson dropping those 16s.
And try to find its max limit. Whoa. All of the racetrack right there.
Shane Van Gisbergen comes to the line. So he's done back-to-back qualifying.
30.267.
He posted the 26th quickest time, and he will race not too far away in a couple of hours' time. And then
here's Suarez.
The time to chase here. Up next, Daniel Suarez.
Daniel had a big week. The Cup schedule came out. NASCAR Cup Series heading to Mexico City. He was there to promote it. You could see the excitement to think he's going to get to race in the series that he loves and to get to do it in his home country. So a big week for Daniel. We'll see if he can carry that momentum and excitement into the Southern 500.
Good lap right now over SVG, but you know, this team had been struggling a little bit, but over the last little bit, they've kind of found their footing. 3 of the last 4 starts, top 10 finishes. So as the playoffs approach, they're starting to make some improvement.
So there you go, leapfrogs. The Corlig racer and Trackhouse's Daniel Suarez goes to the top with a 30.0. Up next, Stuart Haas's Ryan Preece.
You know, it struck me, we watched the Josh Berry flip at Daytona, that poor Stuart Haas, the one thing they have, you know, it was him a year ago, Ryan Preece that is, flipping down the backstretch in spectacular manner. Now the grass was gone, which I think allowed Berry's flip to really be one time onto its roof, thank goodness, and not that big tumble, but Ryan was probably thankful it wasn't him this time.
Interesting thing happened in Xfinity qualifying was that as we got later in practice, it seems like cars may have picked up a little bit. Then they kind of leveled off, and I was wondering why that was. And Ricky Stenhouse sent me a text saying he thought it was because the rubber was being picked up on the racetrack and cars able to go quicker.
Sorry about that, y'all. Tom from Our Motorsports was calling me. Yeah, they don't allow cameras for qualifying. Do apologize about that. But it is what it is. Let's go, Denny, right here. Go, Denny.
But the rubber on the racetrack makes a big difference.
Ryan Preece has gone to the top, first sub 30-second lap. Up next, Denny Hamlin.
Go, Denny.
The 4-time winner here in Darlington. Had
see those 11s.
Lap average of his group. And
let me see my 11 crew.
Right against the wall. We talked about
11 crew.
Run lower in 3 and 4, but Denny Hamlin 0.3 faster than Ryan Preece. High in 1 and 3 and 4.
Massive leap forward by 0.3 of a second, plus 29.64 for Denny Hamlin.
Spoke too soon, T-Van. P1
was able to carry a lot of speed. When he went to the throttle in 1 and 2, he almost never came out of it. Other drivers are watching that data. They now know what they're going to have to do.
Austin Dillon next up, and it's the same story as last week. It's a win. It's a must-win situation tomorrow night in the Southern 500 to make the playoffs. Whoa!
He got into 3 high with a lot of speed. Certainly hurt it some, but look at this. Still a good lap.
He was ahead at
E2, Austin Dillon hit the wall. He might have had the pole if not.
He was looking for a 29.30. I mean, he carried so much speed into the middle, and it just simply runs out of racetrack. Already tire marks there, so he's not alone. This is, I think, the easiest spot to kind of overcook the entry is into 3. Jumps right back in the gas, was able to get off the wall, luckily. Now we have Chase Elliott on the racetrack.
Chase is one of those 6 drivers doing the double here this weekend, Xfinity and Cup Series competition. He qualified 16th for the Xfinity race today.
You know what's awesome is every other racetrack, when a car hits the wall, they'll throw a caution, go out, check it out. Here they're like, next car.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's just part of the game here.
Move along. Somebody else's turn. Elliott comes to the line. P3, provisionally P3 at the moment.
Can you just let me celebrate?
Lap of Austin Dillon's had potential to be. You know, with just a normal 3 and 4, he's down
Easy,
in the 50s
CeeLo.
somewhere.
It's early.
And we're starting to see a turnaround, right, with RCR. They bring in speed, brought it to Richmond, brought it to Daytona.
Here's Eric Jones.
Speed that they didn't have early in the year. Eric Jones.
What you got, Eric Jones?
First group in practice to see what he can do here.
Close.
Unable to carry the speed. He entered a little bit lower. Denny entered higher and didn't have to run up to the wall as much. Eric entered lower. Looked like the back of his car wasn't stable.
At one point in time, he was within 6-7 thousandths of a second. It was super close, but then it went away from Eric Jones.
Well, from Jones to his teammate, John Hunter Nemechek. I've been wanting to call this the 4.
Eric Jones P4, shocking.
Paint scheme on the 42. They're trying to
roll the middle, Austin. Don't slide the middle.
John Hunter, really nice 1 and 2.
Love this paint job on this John Hunter Nemechek Mobile 1.
Seen a lot go good and bad down here. I like that middle entry. I actually prefer that. I think that's a great spot to be. You could carry good exit speed, and that's what he's doing.
This is going to be a handy lap for John Hunter Nemechek. Check this out. To the line. And that vaults him to 3rd.
P3.
3rd. Nice work for the Legacy Motor Club driver. And look at that. Evidence of the lap that was for Austin Dillon.
All right. We are halfway through this Group A. Any surprises here? Any surprises? The John Hunter Nemechek, a little surprising. I'm surprised Eric Jones isn't above Denny. But we'll see how it goes. Keep on hitting that like button for us. Keep on hitting that subscribe. Trying to get to 300 likes. We're at 200 likes now. Let's go to 300 likes. We are less than 50 subscribers away from 21K. We hit that during the Xfinity race. We'll see. But thank you guys for tuning in here today. We've got a lot. I know there's a lot of college football on, and you guys are choosing to watch me, which is awesome. We do have a ticker for you guys down below for your college football and also Major League Baseball fans. We have those for you to keep you up to date as you're watching racing. So, or you're watching college football and watching us on YouTube, which is awesome as well. So thank you guys so much. I've got my Tennessee Dad Cup, and I'm drinking some fruit punch and watching this 6-0 Georgia lead on Clemson, which is crazy. Getting ready to watch your Longhorns, Butterfly says. So during the you know what? I'll just go ahead and see if I can put it in the pin message now. Let's see. See if I can do it this way. Do it this way. Share. Email. All right. Colorado winning the Natty this year. We'll see, Chris. They look pretty good, but they gave up some crazy touchdowns to North Dakota State, but we'll see what happens. No green hush money, no new money. Send it to the 8 for the win. That's right. Lita says she's drinking some alcohol, some cold beer. Like this right here, Lita. Right, this right here. Get your cold beer. And who we got on the track? We got Zane Smith.
Cold beer!
What's up, James Bourne?
Cold beer!
Cold beer?
Some harder than others. And let's get going here with Zane Smith.
Zane Smith did a really good job through 3 and 4, bringing speed to the start-finish line. Not quite the pace he's
You're
looking
not wrong,
for in 1 and 2, but 3
James
and 4
Moore, good
was
to see you,
really
buddy.
nice. Let's see if he can repeat it.
Well, you don't have to be an alcoholic to drink
kind of the preferred
beer.
line so
I mean, that's
far.
not probably the
Nice
proper
entry
term you
speed.
should use.
Yeah, most of his loss was in 1
Just
and
because
2.
you drink a drink, that doesn't turn you into an
Teammate
alcoholic.
Carson Hocevar showed good speed in the 20-minute practice session, Group B. And here for Zane.
Zane
puts him
Smith,
in the top
P5.
5 provisionally at the moment. Let's go.
Watching
to the
your
most
dogs at
recent
halftime.
winner.
It's not
Here
looking pretty,
is
James.
The 21 for Wood Brothers Racing, Harrison Burton.
Try to keep the momentum going. Harrison had a great run at this racetrack a year ago. Some good raw speed out of the
Harrison
21.
Burton, who shocked everybody.
Gives up a little
Ricky
bit
says
on
Ohio
entry one.
Buckeyes
You
fan
see
here.
Just not enough confidence to keep the speed through the middle of the corner.
Yeah, a lot like Zane. Went through 3 and 4 on the get up to go lap really well. Wasn't able to do it in 1 and 2.
Harrison Burton. Yeah, apparently.
Oh, so close to the wall. Harrison Burton's
Harrison
qualifying
Burton,
run is done.
P5.
And he leapfrogs Zane
Harrison
Smith
Burton.
to put the 21 in 5th for the time being. Let's relive the moment of Harrison Burton's life. Last week at the World Center of Racing, holding off somebody like Kyle Busch for the most dramatic victory, the 100th for his team, the Wood Brothers. That was a universally loved victory.
A loved victory, and the fans in attendance got what I'd love to see, which is a race back to the start-finish. So many speedway races, we get that last lap wreck, right? It ends under yellow. It always just creates such a moment when they get back to the start-finish, and this is a moment.
Tennessee's up 31 to
shot across
nothing.
The rest of the field,
Wow.
right? That's compared.
I thought it
to
just
fifth,
started.
so I wasn't sure just how good it was going to be. Well, obviously, very good. 2/10 clear of Hamlin, William Byron to the top.
My goodness, with authority.
The second
I thought I
quarter.
was getting tricked
James
with
Taylor,
the
thanks
switch
for becoming a
my
rookie
foot
member,
sometimes. They
James.
trending the green a little bit more. And
Chase
Byron could've
Elliott,
been compared to
P5
anybody.
now. Byron on the pole. Look at that.
Needs to be a massive weekend for Ross
All right,
Chastain
here's
if he's going
Chastain.
to contest the playoffs. Car number 1's got to be position number 1. And so far, he was in the green, just lost it there. Just tipped over into the red a little bit.
Still has a shot, though.
Check out Willie B.
Enough speed into 3, but not too much. Little wiggle from the car there. Is able to maintain the pace. Now it's going the wrong way. But now it starts to level off.
Sixth for Ross Chastain. Albeit by the narrowest of margins. Just under 2/100ths of a second.
So now Tyler Reddick up to pace. Remember, this was the last car. You know, he was on track the last time he was.
Tyler
He made
Reddick.
contact with the wall. I don't think he cares. Tyler Reddick puts those things behind him. He's going to go 100% right here.
He's so good at carrying momentum against the fence with confidence. You see right here, a 10th to the good and trending more. Got to carry a ton of speed down the backstretch. This is going to rival, I think, a first or second place type speed lap right
You're
here.
not in my mind.
He is well into the green.
Tyler Reddick.
Man trying to clinch the regular season championship tomorrow. Comes to the line. Tyler Reddick with a brilliant lap. Puts him P2.
P2.
The pole man from earlier in the year. puts it in second for the time being.
HRC cars are targets for in the playoffs. Is it raining? No, it's not raining.
To lay it right against the boards.
Keep hitting that like button, trying to get to 300 likes.
That was a really good exit at 2. Carried a ton of throttle back down the hill.
Staying green, looking good to vault his way into the top 5. Is it going to be even better than that?
Larson, P2.
Imagine that. Byron ran a 4.39.
Wow.
Ran a 4.45.
I said Byron, I said Larson, I said Reddick, I said Hamlin.
And Austin Dillon.
I'm going to miss it by 1 with Chase Elliott.
That wall contact currently in 5th. Chris Buescher, though, he has different ideas. See if he can beat the 3 and get up into that top 5.
Remember, Buescher didn't have a lot of takeoff speed in practice.
That was close.
But he seemed to have good long run speed. Let's see if they've made the changes they need to for qualifying.
It is so close. He's getting better. He's getting better. It's almost in the green.
Oh!
For Chris Buescher. And he gets it. Leapfrogs his way to 4th.
Buescher to 4th.
Now Hamlin, who I thought was going to be, contender for the pole, is sitting at 5th. And with Keselowski and Wallace to go, I don't think the 11 could feel very good about his chances.
Oh, boy.
As Steve said, just 2 drivers to come in this first group.
Wow, Jake, that's crazy. Did they pay him to go or something? He's to rain on CeeLo Seal and change his clothes. Y'all been spoiled for me not wearing it so much.
Well, it's going to come down to what he can do in 3 and 4.
Buescher got in with a good speed, was just very patient back to the throttle. That's where he made his speed. We'll see if the 6 has the same ability.
Brad had
Watch out for
just
bad
didn't
bread.
hold the middle great, but still good enough.
Oh, P5, there goes Denny.
And dislodges Denny Hamlin from that top 5.
You were right, Mark. Shouldn't have celebrated so much.
So
yeah, Zane Smith coming alive. Too bad he's getting cut at the end of the year.
Of qualifying here.
All right, Bubbles.
The final driver from the first group, it's Bubba Wallace.
Bubbles, coach. Maybe you might be right on that.
There was nothing left for Bubba Wallace to get right there.
That's a monster 1 and 2. Even with the wall contact, great speed.
Right against the wall on entry.
He's up by 0.2 of a second. He is driving his way.
Oh, he's all over the place.
The top 5, regardless of hitting the wall.
Wow, Bubba Wallace, P1.
Goes straight to the top. Fastest car in the first group, Bubba Wallace.
He hit the wall twice on that qualifying run.
Lap. And that was given 100% to get that lap. There was nothing left to get out of that race car.
Wow. Coach, maybe wearing Denny's gear jinxed him. We'll see. 17-3 Vandy. Crazy stuff. So there it is. Bubba Wallace, William Byron, Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, Chris Buescher, your top 5. Wow. Bubba Wallace. He hit the wall twice, so his speed could have been even better than that. I'm sure you can find a better hat, CeeLo. I know you can, friend. Hey, this is, you need to get on everybody else's fault, because if we would have hit 21K last week, I wouldn't be wearing it, but it is what it is. So get us to 21K, and the next time I stream, we won't be. Encourage the subs, y'all. Sub it up. Hit the like button. Sub it up. 21K next week, or whenever next time we come back, the hat goes away. So, will Bowman and the pole be for qualifying B? We'll see. Here comes Group B. Group B qualifying. Timmy Hill, Corey LaJoy, Noah Gragson, who's doing double duty today. Kaz Grella, Justin Haley, Michael McDowell, Josh Berry, Joey Logano, Todd Gilliland, Austin Sidrick, Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex Jr., Daniel Hemrick, Alex Bowman, Chase Briscoe, Carson Hocevar, Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell, and Ty Gibbs. All right, here's my 5 For the second round here, I'm going to go Ty Gibbs, Christopher Bell. This is a tough one. Heck, I'll go Kyle Busch. This group was really slow. I'm going to take the bottom 5. You know what? I take that back. Ty Gibbs, Christopher Bell, Carson Hocevar, Kyle Busch, and my sleeper here, Noah Gragson. So Ty Gibbs, Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch, Carson Hocevar, and Noah Gragson. Because he's already done a qualifying lap here today. So there's my 5. Who you guys got? Anthony says Truex for the poll. It's the wrong color blue. Eric Church says tie time, folks. 54 legend in training. Brent says I'll see what I can do. That's funny.
Did not mince his words. He says we should not be in this position.
I get a stone cold. Hell yeah.
Times by now. I shoulder most of that responsibility, and he is proving it. He's not just talking about it. He is going for it. That was an epic lap.
3/10 clear of Buscher in 5th. Now, you know, everyone in the tire, I like that right there. Even the tire man looks, he's like, hand, just wave that damage off. He didn't allow Bubba for a minute to think that that even mattered. It was almost like a pat on the back. Don't even worry about that.
8:54, 20, 38, and the 4. Ooh, I didn't even think about the front row motorsports guys.
Saying, you know what, we're going to go to Darlington. We're going to win this race. We're going to do everything it takes. And that was
LaJoy, huh?
On the racetrack.
19, 20, 38, 34, and the 48.
It's another thing to do it. And that is
I forgot all about the front row motorsports guys. Dang.
We're going to make something happen this weekend. They unloaded off the trailer with that mentality, and he laid it down on that lap.
Timmy Hill.
So far, one Ford in so far. Not worried. This is a good, long, grueling race.
Ford
I love it.
At a 31.2. Next up, here is Corey LaJoy. He was in the thick of it in Daytona last week. Was having a solid run, and then was in one of the big ones.
Yeah, he was, getting a little push
T-Van says he can't stand this style of qualifying.
Ended up pushing the guy in front of him that was pushing the guy in front of him, and it just all did not work out.
Oh, he lost a subscriber.
No, it didn't work out. See what kind of lap he can run right here. He's got to think he's probably looking to be at, what, a 29.50?
Keep hitting that like button, trying to get to 300 likes for a 224.
There you go, 29.53. That would have advanced in the first session. That would have been 5th quick.
Corey
so
LaJoy.
Even though it's early in this session, has to feel good about that.
Keep all
speed.
4 tires on the ground, Corey LaJoy. Here's Noah Gragson.
Checking in with Kyle Busch in bright yellow this weekend. How was practice? What do you expect out of it in qualifying?
Yeah, well, the Morgan & Morgan Chevy was pretty fast. Truck had a good feel to it, just a little bit too loose. And as we went, we got looser. So trying to get the back of the car settled down and into the racetrack, and I think that'll net make us a little bit faster. So track's gotten pretty quick here with qualifying, and some of that rubber being kind of cleaned back off a little bit. So we'll just have to see how it sticks right here and try to get us in the top 5 to transfer through.
Net faster is what you're looking for,
I like saying Gragson.
Stuart Haas racer Noah Gragson was running pretty close to LaJoy's time. Let's see how it finishes. 29.63, so just a 10th of a second
so much for him being in the top
than
5.
LaJoy. P2 at the moment.
29.632.
All the Stuart Haas cars.
For Gragson.
Looks really fast, pretty good. And
it all depends on how I feel saying it at the time.
Here in the race.
How fast I say it too. Here's that meat and bone. Welcome back, Kaz Gralla.
In the 15.
Welcome back, Kaz Gralla.
Did a nice job.
54, 28, 22 in the 4.
You know, it was only start here, so that says a lot. If you can come to a track like this, run all the laps, forget where you finished, but then run inside the top 20.
I do too, G-Man. At least we got something in common there.
I think Kaz has done a nice job in this car all year, really.
Oh, it's all good.
And he's about half a second adrift at the moment. This is going to position him between Gragson and Timmy Hill. Dave, who have you found?
Christopher Bell, who captured the pole for the Xfinity Series race earlier today. Based on practice, based on the extrapolation for qualifying, how about 2 today? What do you think?
I think we're going to have a shot at it. It felt pretty good to take off. I was pretty free and struggled on the long run, but it had speed whenever we took off, so normally that's a pretty good sign for qualifying.
Justin Haley.
We had a good metric, so we're at the end of the qualifying group, which is normally good on these really slick racetracks. So we're not out of it yet. We'll see how it goes during round 1.
Things pointing in the right direction. He mentioned it, round 1. He's got to get through this first, guys.
We'll see how that goes. Obviously, it went extremely well in Xfinity Series practice. As Justin Haley, who's had a good result here.
He too, Justin Haley.
Years ago, he leapfrogs.
Keep hitting that like button, trying to get to 300 likes.
Good lap also. LaJoy had a good lap.
Keep hitting that subscribe too, y'all.
You know, Kyle Busch talked about.
There's Michael McDowell.
Getting faster as the rubber's getting cleaned up. Is there more speed yet coming later in this run? I think the better cars are coming later in this run also.
Is the Colortech Ford for Michael McDowell and Front Row Motorsports. Remember last week, that magical moment for the organization where they swept the front row for the very first time. Michael and teammate Todd Gilliland. This lap is looking pretty racy from McDowell. This is looking really good.
Whoa. Again, using all the racetrack.
There you go.
P4.
He's able to get his way into the top 5, no worries with that, but how good will that time be as we get deeper into this second group?
Look how close that top 5 is, right? A 53 to a 65 are the top 4. So just barely over a 1/10 of a second. And I could think they're just going to continue to file in there. About 3/10 of a second down the backstretch. If he can find the same 3/10 of a second on this end of the racetrack, he'll be really close to LaJoy and Haley.
Yeah, he got a little loose off of 2. I wonder if that's going to hurt his confidence a little bit over here. I don't think so. I think he's a full believer.
Getting time back is Josh Berry.
Woo!
And that's going to put him in a really good
Josh
spot.
Berry,
right
P1.
29.5. Best lap of this group.
Yeah, no surprise.
I'm Morgan.
Josh and his team ran well here in the spring.
Thank you.
The 22 almost kind of eased down into turn 3, coming up to speed. Like he didn't want to use any more of the Goodyear tire than he needed to get back to the green. We'll see if it pays off on his lap.
Joey will be in the Xfinity race later today.
Logano doing double duty. Let me see those 22s.
You asked him why, and he couldn't really answer why. And then finally he was like, I don't know, because it looks fun. I appreciated the honesty, right? It wasn't some real technical answer. Like, why not?
Gave up some speed on the entry to 3, but trying to make it up on the exit.
Take no prisoners.
To push Michael McDowell out of the top 5. Does it stay true to that? Indeed it does.
Morgan Spain likes my hat on backwards,
crowded
though.
in the 50s.
You got to do what the wifey likes.
I don't think, though. He's a custom.
All right, here is Todd Gilliland.
And, you know, they had really good long run speed in practice, but it just didn't seem to have good takeoff speed.
Great week last week for Front Row Motorsports, winning the Truck Series race in Milwaukee. And then this man here sharing the front row with Michael McDowell. It was a team lunch midweek to celebrate that accomplishment for both sides of the shop.
Talk about how good of a job Todd has done and this team has done. The one thing that if they can figure out is this.
Yeah.
They struggle qualifying.
He's 7 right now.
Instead of starting 22nd or 20th or 18th, you're now going to start
extra practice. That's right.
In the 30s, and it's
just 38. Billy Bo says.
First part of the race, they have good race pace. Cleaning up qualifying is what their goal.
Mark, you're a commodian, man.
Next up, Team Penske's Austin Cindric.
Bill gets the pole, says Big Wade. We'll see.
This guy does not need to clean up qualifying. He is one of the best.
So Gillen in 7th. Here's Cindric.
Always finds a way in qualifying.
Super busy weekend for the team. IndyCar in Milwaukee. World Endurance Championship Sports Cars at Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. And Cup right here at the Lady in Black. Cindric in the green in that comparison to 5th. And does he dislodge Gregson? He sure does, and goes all the way to the top. Best time of the session for the discount tire Ford.
P1, 29.444. Worst fan base, Hamlin and Logano. Rich, you're not going to talk about my blow-up doll with Deegan All right, so there is your top 10 so far. We'll see how the rest goes. Austin Cindric, Josh Berry, Corey LaJoie, Justin Haley, Logano. How many of these cars in the top 5 will be left at the end? How many cars in the top 5? Cindric, I'm going to go 2. 2 cars. I'm going to say Austin Cindric and Josh Berry get locked in, but nobody else. I need a new one. Oh, you did? Okay. Well, I'll have to look for one on a store or something. 13-0, and my Vols are up 38-0 against UT Chattanooga. Tough contest there. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Hit that like button for us. Trying to get to 300 likes. We're trying to get to 21K, so you don't see this Denny hat come next week or whenever I do racing next. So make sure you do it. So if we hit 21K today, I will still be wearing Denny hat because the stipulation was during the weekend. But normally we hit it during the weekend during the main race. But since we might hit it today, we'll still be wearing Denny tomorrow. Take advantage of it. Well, I can. Little inside joke for me and Rich. Rich does always blag at me. It's funny. Bowman's going to be somewhere in the top 5. 13-0 Georgia. That sounds like a guy eating a candy bar 2024 and then eating candy bar 30 years old. Austin went from a beautiful city to a sore eye. I mean, he's had his dues. I mean, he was right there for the win last week. Tim, thanks for subscribing. James for becoming a member there. If you want the like, you will have to lose the hat. Oh, that's a bummer.
Out some key times, 3 o'clock Eastern on USA.
Oh, Austin, Texas. Okay, I was talking about Austin Cindric. Seriously? Here's Blaney.
And then on Peacock tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern, the NTT IndyCar Series roars back into life with the first of 2 races, doubleheader weekend from the famed Milwaukee Mile. As we welcome you back here to Darlington Raceway, let's go. Qualifying continues. This is Group 2. We're a little more than halfway through this second group, and this is Team Penske's Ryan Blaney.
So good in race trim, in practice, didn't get great.
Blaney, 12. Let me see another, see if he's right up there with Austin Cindric on this lap.
His group after 10 or 12 laps, looks like the short run speed has come to him in qualifying.
Wow, the entrance to 3 was really impressive.
Still in green, coming to the line. To the good of almost 2
Blaney joins his Cindric at the top.
At the moment, it's a Team Penske 1-2 in this second group.
Just saying, Brent.
I guess whatever it didn't do in race trim, and maybe, you know, he kind of told Dave, well, you got to be a little patient. Maybe what it didn't do is
hey, buddy,
maybe he just didn't push the car. Maybe he kind of let it settle in.
I don't get butthurt for stuff like that. I enjoy it. I love the banter.
JGR's Martin Truex Jr.
I have fun with it.
This is an interesting conversation. So
here's Truex.
Asked if Cindric.
What's up, Hector?
Cindric was going to make it through the
Let me
top
see
5.
Truex. Let me see those 19s.
I thought there was some more speed in the racetrack, but Blaney then puts that in question with that 37, and now we have Truex, who's going to also bump Cindric down quickly with the best lap of the day, I believe.
Sure is. Martin Truex Jr. to the top.
Truex, P1.
Well, I mean, look, think about that lap by Truex. He's announced his retirement. He's announced he's not coming back next year. And then, boom, you got to go fire that lap off. That's a full commitment lap.
And by the way, that was
faster
those
than 19s, Michael.
Group 1. Quickest in Group 1.
An expensive one.
Look at this.
All right, here we go.
It's a decent one.
Daniel Hemrick.
Reach. Still bleeds a little time down the back stretch.
So Daniel Hemrick was 34th in practice. So this is a massive gain for this team from practice to qualifying.
Hemrick.
Sure is. Jumps his way to 8th.
So that, nothing against this team, but that tells me that this
All right, here's
racetrack
Bowman.
may be gaining speed as
48.
it goes.
Well, for sure, because
San Diego kid
lap currently would have made top 5 in session 1. So the track is definitely getting better.
6 drivers to come. First up, the Ally Chevrolet of Alex Bowman.
Not a great 1 and 2.
This car is relaxed overall grip he needs to get the pace.
He got a little bit of time back, though.
Bowman
coming out of 3 and 4. But for Alex Bowman, it's going to be
9
at the moment. 5 cars to come in Group 2.
I didn't see any obvious handling issues, but it's so subtle anymore. I think it's hard. Unless they have a big moment, it's hard to know at times.
All right, keep in mind Josh Berry of Stewart
Chase
Haas Racing
Briscoe
is in the top 5 provisionally at the moment. Let's see what Chase Briscoe can do.
You know, we don't mention Chase Briscoe's name in this battle to make the playoffs, but as well as Stewart Haas cars ran here in the spring, don't count this guy out tomorrow night. He can win this race and get himself in.
He's going to start by trying to win the pole. This lap, if he can get clean off turn 4, will easily put him into the top 5.
And it's going to push Corey LaJoie out, who had survived up until now, as Briscoe goes P2.
Briscoe P2.
In just 2 thousandths of a second slower than Martin Truex Jr.
Carson Hocevar.
Carson Hocevar. He was fast in practice.
Really nice controlled entry into turn 1. Good speed and had a little bit of room to the wall. I thought he was very in control.
Yeah, he was fast in practice. His teammate Corey LaJoie is sitting in 6th right now.
Still green. And he's gaining a little time. Still green for Carson Hocevar to the line. How good does it turn out for him? Really well.
P4.
Great lap by the 77. Spire just continues to get better and better and better. Huge financial commitment and just improving every week.
Thank you, DJ.
Well, we'll see if Kyle Busch can find that rear grip. He told Dave he was just a little
Good
too
to see
loose
you, buddy.
in practice.
Jace, I like Hocevar, he says. Steve dropping those 48. Truex is locked in. Bronny.
This guy.
And here it is, Rowdy. Let me see those 8s. 8s in the house.
To get the win. Don't count him out tomorrow night either.
8s in the house.
His answer post-race, though, as he loses some time on entry, trying to get it back. You know, what else could you have done different last week in Daytona? And he said, nothing, I'm not going to wreck him. And I thought that was kind of a statement to some of the younger drivers that even at this point in his career, needing that run, he wasn't going to take that.
He doesn't. Carson doesn't break a nail.
In 7th. Which, you know, look, that's not what he was looking for.
Yeah, Kyle in 7th.
Right? He didn't have a moment. He didn't damage the
car. Here's Christopher Bell.
2 to go. And the first of those 2
Christopher
is
Bell.
JGR's Christopher Bell.
Whoa, big entry into 1. That was so fast. If he can carry this through 3 and 4, this will be a monster lap.
And Austin Cindric.
See if we get to 300 likes. There's 700 of us in here.
It means the Team Penske pilot
300 likes.
Out. Will not go into that top 10. Staying green and healthily so.
Oh, me, I want to go so bad,
Cindric
Mosh.
Is out.
I've never been.
To the top. The Xfinity Series.
Oh, you were there for that? That's cool.
This afternoon puts himself
P1, just like he is in Xfinity. P1 for Christopher Bell. Now here's the 54.
Required in this 54 car to run.
Legend in training.
So much commitment, full throttle. Not even all the way out of the throttle, back just a part throttle.
Yeah, he's got the pole Xfinity as well.
Gonna have to find some speed down here.
It's red. Keep your eyes bottom corner. While you're trying to watch Ty Gibbs, watch the clock. It's the wrong color at the moment, but he's gaining time back. Hits the wall. And that's it for Ty Gibbs.
P7.
So Carson Hocevar goes through.
Hocevar stays in the top 5.
How about that?
Wow.
It was a great lap and good enough to put him in to the top 10. the next phase of qualifying.
All right, from 6th on back, that will be the outside roll for the Southern 500. By Christopher Bell, Martin Truex, Chase Briscoe, Ryan Blaney, Carson Hocevar move into the round 2 to join the Group A drivers. And the top 10 here will battle for the pole for the Cookout Southern 500. Hope you guys are having a good time. I'm going to put the link in the chat above. Please hit the like button for us. Trying to get to 300 likes. And hit that subscribe too as well. We're trying to get to 21K. JJ says wrecker in training. It's funny. Wrecker in training. All right, let me put the redirect on here for you guys so you don't have to worry about that. It'll take you straight to the next practice. Straight to the next practice. Redirect. Qualify. Save. And then hit. Copy. All right, here we are. What's up, Choo Choo? Good to see you, man. Welcome back. He found us yesterday during the Braves game. Welcome back, Choo Choo. All right, in the pinned message above you, in the chat, is the link to our Xfinity race. If you want to click on that, that way it'll be saved in your YouTube. Or if you just hang right here when the stream goes off the air, it will redirect you over there to the race. So we're looking forward to having a good time today. Make sure you're hitting that like button for us over there as well to get us a good little stream. We're going to bring you flag-to-flag coverage of the Sports Clips VFW Help a Hero 200. And we're going to bring in the cams today as well. We're going to have 5 cams for you to watch. And then we're going to have audio from the USA Network and have a good time. So make sure you stick with us right here on the Go at CeeLo for your Xfinity coverage today. And thank you, Arthendrix, and also Tim Edwards for subscribing. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate that. Just found your stream on my smart TV. Good data can be hard to find. Thank you. Newly subscribed. Awesome. Hey, the smart TV pushing us out. Let's go. Awesome. Good deal. But welcome everybody to Cup qualifying. We're in Group A now. And here is your top 10. Chris Buescher, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson, William Byron, Bubba Wallace, Carson Hocevar, Ryan Blaney, Chase Briscoe, Martin Truex, and Christopher Bell. Who do you got? I am going Christopher Bell. Going Christopher Bell for the pole. He's got the pole for the Xfinity race in that 20 car. I think he's going to get it right here. Gibbs got a taste of the Lady in Black. Yeah, he did. He was trying it. Punk wins. I'm watching later. Cobra. Ugh.
Live on Peacock. That's at ZMAX Raceway. And then you go to
Sweep
Texas,
out these guys, CeeLo.
The World Championship finale in Las Vegas.
A mix of riding styles and a mix of
Truex for the pole.
Honda, Yamaha,
Anthony says the
KTM
19.
all find themselves in the top 3. Who can find the overall
Choo-choo?
pace?
No, it
Such
doesn't.
a great playoff format.
I guess. Am I spelling it? Am I saying it right?
To Darlington.
Choo-hoo?
Let's remind you who did
Choo-hoo?
what with
Is it
that
Choo-hoo? It's not
spectacular
Choo-choo.
lap. Bubba
It's
Wallace
Choo-hoo.
put himself on top of
CeeLo,
Group A.
you are a smart
Christopher
man. Bell on the pole.
top of
I
Group
think so.
B. Here we go to decide who's going to get the pole position for the Southern 500 tomorrow night. Dave Burns.
Let's check with Carson. So, did you know from practice this will be good, or was that kind of one of those, they did everything right and holy cow,
40
in the
away.
round 2?
Yeah, I mean, based off practice, we knew we were going to be really good, or at least I was hoping so. It seems like I always mess it up in qualifying. You know, we're just kind of trying to go for base hits, right, just to keep our cars getting
Jace
there
is going
and
12.
getting our cars better. But, you know, we've seen two
Are you
guys
too,
that
Lita?
are behind us in points win, and this is our last shot. We felt like we struggled in Richmond in the spring. Obviously, low grip racetrack, completely different, but we're really fast there in the fall. and we put a lot of effort on this one. And
I think he just got scraped.
1 year anniversary per se. It sounds a little weird saying it, but Southern 500 we ran really well, qualified top 15. So we're hoping to improve on that, and our cars have continued to get better. And tonight we're just this weekend we're just trying to go for a home run. And starting up front like this, I think shows we're here, and this Bonson Course, Swamp Rabbit, Spire Motorsports, Chevrolet can have some speed.
What's that motivation like?
Must be a thrill for the 77 going to the pole. Exactly.
Why not us, right?
Yeah, especially with how well our cars have been getting. You know, we have like the 4th best average.
Exposo says 23.
Man, I don't know if I've ever gotten so much data and info, and I could tell you every driver in front of me's qualifying lap, because Tyler Green and Luke Lambert would let me know everything that they were doing, and I had just like almost zoned them out. I mean, we have like a little study group, and I have all faith in them, but I just had to go drive, and you know, I'm glad it worked out and able to put a decent lap, and hopefully we can improve on that this time.
Steve, that sounds like a lot of data. Maybe we should trade places. You should come down here and do the study group with Carson, and I should go up there.
I don't need it. I like that too much, and I agree with that. You can actually, you know, for a young driver, he says, I like this much, I like this much. Okay, we've crossed the line. I just need to go do what I do. Let me go drive.
That's on
that
USA,
was my
Noah.
line in school, Diff. Too much studying.
Too much studying and not enough driving. Well, this place is renowned for driving. Fast driving by talented drivers. Yes, if you've won here, you are on the who's who list of NASCAR.
All right, so qualifying for Group A, the first 5, and then Group B, 5. And then we'll put it all together, and we'll find a pole sitter for tomorrow's Cookout Southern 500. Hope you guys are ready for it. Tomorrow we'll be bringing you flag-to-flag coverage as well. I had a haircut, so I'm kind of late. It's okay. It's all good. CW starts at Bristol. Yeah, CW. We'll see how that affects our streaming. I'm not sure how that'll work or how many people will need to see us. But we'll be still doing it no matter what. Hocevar can experience what his teammates did earlier. Remember when Zane was in the top 10? Yeah, I do. 23 in the 19 front row, Dennis says. 23 in the 19. It'd be good to see old Truex start on the front row for his last Southern 500. But yeah, I'd love to go to Darlington. I've never been. But thank you guys so much for the love tonight. Thank you so much, guys. Bubba's won't wreck no other car. Blame it on. Pole winner, number 20. Fast as lightning. He is pretty fast. Lloyd, I need a haircut, but I'm waiting till the race is over. There you go. What place did Jones end up? I think he was... I'll have to go back and look. Let me see. Jones. He was at least 12th or 14th or 15th fastest in his group, so he'll be back in the 30s. Not sure what happened to him during practice. He was the fastest, but the qualifying he was not. Biggest shocker in the top 10 was Chase Briscoe. Yeah, I mean, I would say that. You would say Carson Hocevar? Or about the same? Carson Hocevar or Chase Briscoe? But remember, Haas cars were strong here last spring, too, so. Yeah, and Hocevar was fast in practice. That's true. Briscoe was not. Taking all bets, the 20 car. Hit me up, Big Wade. Clemson got 3, 14-3, and my boys Tennessee's up 45-0 in the second quarter. Oh my God! Jeez.
To get it, Martin Truex Jr. is certainly one of those over the years here at Darlington Raceway. In that practice session, did you see, and in the first round of qualifying, did you see a 19 that has potential first for the pole?
Yeah, I think we're in the ballpark here. You know, it's this is a tough place, tough race. Excited about the paint scheme on our Bass Pro Camry and about the speed we had today. So feel like the balance is pretty close. That was a pretty good lap, a little conservative. We'll see what the track has in it and go from there.
All right, every time he comes here, the track gets a little bit older. Martin seems to get a little bit wiser, guys.
He's won a couple of times here at Darlington. I was talking with his crew chief, James Small, earlier this morning. He said they've had so many what-ifs and close calls, and he said Martin could easily be a 5- or 6-time winner here at Darlington. He runs really well here, and I think it goes right throughout the garage area. People would be happy to
We'll
see
find out
him
after
win
it's
in
over.
his final
Here
season
comes
as a
Chris
full-time
Buescher.
driver.
Oh, there's no question. There's so much respect for Martin in the garage area, drivers, crew members, everybody in the industry. And it would be a very, very popular win.
Speaking of winning, that's all that is on this guy's mind. In the buildsubmarines.com Ford for RFK Racing, this is Chris Buescher. So close earlier in the year is the story. He's going to try and put that in the rearview mirror and drive to victory lane tomorrow night over 500 miles here in Darlington to lock himself in the playoffs.
I can't think of a racetrack where multi-round qualifying is more difficult. Just one lap on the tires here changes.
I know, he did not make the top 10.
The balance of the car can shift. We heard Truex say it was a little conservative. You wonder if one of these drivers has a little bit more life in these tires than another driver. Did they abuse them a different way on the first lap?
That's it for Chris Buescher. 29.650.
I'm super impressed with that lap. He ran a 62 that got him in the top 10.
29.650.
The same pace, Steve. I think the track's gotten a little better, but still, to run the same pace your second time out, I think that's a good lap. Let's see what everybody else does. Here are all the debris. It's just all the sand, all the stuff on the racetrack. That's only going to get worse as
there's Tyler Reddick.
Cars run and rubber gets built up on the track.
Next up, it's Tyler Reddick going for his 3rd pole of the season.
If you look closely on the hood of that car, too, it has some famous athletes. Michael Jordan front and center, probably for good reason. Upper deck on the side, but kind of the GOATs, Tiger Woods, Gretzky, Jordan.
It's very cool. Very cool. How cool is this lap, though, for Tyler Reddick? 29.446 puts him on the provisional pole.
Faster. Once again, another driver faster than
Tyler Reddick on the pole.
Well, Busch was a touch slower. Reddick actually faster than he ran in the first round.
What's up, person from Earth? Good to see you. Here's Kyle Larson.
The driver of the HendrickCars.com Chevy, Kyle Larson. His lap begins now. 5 poles on the season.
The only way to make lap time here, you have on corner entry, you have to carry enough speed. That means you really don't know what the grip level your car has until you get down there. You just have to trust it.
Green. Clock says green at the moment, but it's tight. Talking about hundredths and thousandths of a second. Super close to the wall for Larson. Can he eclipse Reddick's time? He does. 29.444.
Larson P1.
2,000ths of a second.
Don't know that that's enough.
Morgan says, I originally live in Charleston, South Carolina, but now live in Texas.
Got some trouble on the exit of 4.
William Byron was good in the previous phase of qualifying. How good
Isn't that
can
like
he
fun
be
trying
now?
to get to 300 likes?
Well, Larson got through 1 and 2 really well, but gave some back in 3 and 4,
Here's
which
Byron.
tells me there's opportunity for Byron down here to get a little bit of this 1/10 of a second back, but no, loses even more time on entry. But what an exit, my goodness.
Yeah, but not enough. So, you know, I thought Larson's lap in 3 and 4 was gave up too much, but maybe it was so good in 1 and 2 he'll get by with it.
He was fighting that all the way. Well, Bubba Wallace
Canadian
gave us a lot of
TSN
excitement
stopped here,
in the
their
opening
broadcast
phase
of the final
qualifying
round, so
where
came
he
here to
tagged
listen
the
to
wall
it.
a
You're
couple
welcome,
of
man.
times, but kept his foot in it and drove his way to the best time for Group A. Let's see what he can do here when it counts in this race for pole.
It'll be hard to bring the same level of commitment that he had on that first lap. He did everything but wreck the race car.
Here's
I just think
Bubba.
once you've made the top 10, is it worth it?
Exactly. I don't want that much commitment. Just get the best lap our car has in it. You've proven your commitment to me as he runs the top of 3 and 4 at Trent's Green.
It's coming back. He's got time back. Bubba Wallace could be on the provisional pole. And he is.
Oh!
How about that?
He
Awesome
won.
Performance in the U.S. Air Force Toyota. Wallace sits on the provisional pole.
The Tempur-Pedic breeze makes sleep.
Man, oh man. So, Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, William Byron, Chris Buescher. We got 5 to go. Hocevar, Blaney, Briscoe, Truex, Christopher Bell. This is Group B. Group B. Group B now. Qualified. Group B. All right. 734 y'all. Hit that like for us. Trying to get to 21,000 today. See if we can do it in the Xfinity stream. And then we'll see how we go the rest of the day. But thank you guys so much for hanging out here during Cup practice and qualifying. I know there's a lot of sports on this morning, a lot of college football. But we appreciate you being here with us, hanging out. Doesn't matter where you qualify, it's where you finish. That's right, Mark. That's right. But everybody wants that P1 to get that first pit stall here at Darlington. It's going to be very important. And Bubba knows he needs to win to secure it. We got 300. Nice. Thank you guys for getting us the 300 likes. We appreciate you. 45-0 for Tennessee at halftime. We'll take it. But thank you guys. Appreciate everybody. As we do practice and qualifying for every NASCAR race. Now, the next 2 weeks, we will not be doing it due to I'll be on vacation. We'll pick back up at Bristol. All the fun at Bristol. Trucks on Wednesday night, the second race of their playoffs. Friday night, Xfinity will be their first race on the CW. So that should be interesting to find out how that goes. And then the first time I won't be there in a long time, the Cup race at Bristol on a Saturday night. It'll be the first time. I haven't been there in years. So, but Tennessee needs to put in the bench. They do. That's my dark horse pick for the win on the pole. CeeLo, Lloyd says, nice. It's the hat that got 300. Awesome. That's right. Thank you guys. Good lap for Bubba, but Bella's gonna smoke that. Bella's a top dog. Yeah. Be funny if Carson Hocevar kind of upset some people here and got on the pole.
Getting ready for the Xfinity Series race, which you'll see race in just over an hour here in Darlington, and 6 p.m. Eastern tonight on Peacock. It's the NTT IndyCar Series from the Milwaukee Mile. There's Bubba Wallace. Great job. Hasn't had a pole in some 31 races. And let's see if he can stay there as the challenges keep on coming.
Here we go.
Here is 21-year-old Carson Hocevar. Just the second time that he's made it into the top 10 in his rookie season.
It's not the hat.
Qualifying. How far can he go up?
Brent, we've added you to T-Van, the Mountain Billy Club, and Menace.
Into the corner. Now it's all about what he can do from
Here's
here
Hocevar.
Forward. Leaving the corner, giving up a little bit, but now it starts back the other way.
What's up, Matthew?
Oh, no. Now it's going the wrong way.
Losing time. He was so close as Bubba Wallace watches on.
Still a good lap.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ryan Blaney next
Hocevar.
up in the Menards Ford for Team Penske.
It shows him in P2 on the outside pole, but not on NASCAR.com.
Let's go. Clock's on. Steve, what impressed you about him earlier?
I was so impressed with just the consistency of his race car. To track where you're on the razor's edge, he gave up a little bit.
I drove a Ford for a while,
the long run was
but
good, and I thought it was
now I
car
drive
thing,
a Honda.
But then they found the right adjustments.
I don't know.
To have good speed in the first round. Looks like not so much in the second round. Lost a little
Here's
grip.
Blaney.
Still, though, we thought the best car in race film, and he's going to start inside the top 10. So,
come on, Bubbles.
With the pace, I'm not so sure he's not the favorite going into this race tomorrow night.
I tell you, the car I liked in round one, even though he didn't have the fastest time, was this car of Chase Briscoe. I thought he had a good extra foot, 16 inches to the wall on exit.
Bushwhacker, Steve.
Others used up
That's
that
my favorite go-to, Bushwhacker.
We'll see if it carries over to round two.
And the usual blue and white livery and color scheme of the High Point Ford for Stewart Haas Racing becomes black and white this weekend as a tribute to one of the nicknames for
Here
Darlington
is
Raceway.
Briscoe.
The lady in black. In green, just tips over to the red for Chase Briscoe.
See just what kind of lap Bubba Wallace had in 3 and 4. No one's able to match it yet.
And that goes away by more than 1/10 of a second for Briscoe. Provisionally sits on the second row with 2 drivers to come. Here's Martin Truex Jr.
Briscoe in row 2. This setup is so dumb.
Can he give himself just the best starting spot for tomorrow's Southern 500? In his farewell drive here as a full-time driver.
2 spots left.
Lap starts now.
He said that he was a little conservative in his first run.
It's ice cream or frozen ice, whatever. Chocolate.
Second off.
Akua and
usually here it goes the wrong way.
Rum.
And it's tracking that way.
I can't think of the other
for Martin
one that's
Truex
in it, but it's
Jr.,
good.
So another one has come and gone, and Wallace stays on top.
Truex row
back
3.
on the provisional 3rd row.
Here we go.
And
Christopher
watch
Bell.
How closely Bubba Wallace watches Christopher Bell. The 10th and final car to come.
Bell on the Xfinity pole later today, running double duty. That would be quite the start to the weekend.
And it's gone to the red.
Just trying a little bit too hard getting into one.
It has been almost a year for Bubba Wallace since he sat on the pole in Texas. September of last year, and this lap has drifted away from Christopher Bell. Where does he slot in is the next question.
Congratulations, Bubba.
Across the line, right there on the 5th row with Chris.
Wow.
Well done, Bubba Wallace. And 2311 Racing. He did not mince his words, Dave, in Daytona, where he said it's unacceptable to be in the position we are in. I shoulder that responsibility, and here he's done something about it.
Not only shouldering the responsibility, using that shoulder for some big high fives, congratulating Hocevar as well. You were very committed today. The wall told the story there. How did you do it?
I told Post that's part of the paint scheme. So especially when you come here, can't say enough about this team. It's a hell of an effort. It's been up and down year, but we've been really hot in the last couple months or so, and just been executing, firing on all cylinders. That's what it takes. So I wanted it to be a great weekend, and you got to start on Saturdays, and we did that. So I wasn't happy with practice. To be honest with you, I was pretty pissed about being 6th or 7th, wherever we were. So I had a little redemption to do, but I just can't say enough about everybody back at Airspeed, part of this 2311 group.
Thank you, Raymond.
Appreciate it, Air Force being on the car.
Yeah, you're going to have a good time.
So many good things with them. So just a lot of good things pointing our way, but God, it's the Southern 500, so we got to work our asses off tomorrow. Enjoy right now. I got to go race Legend Car tonight, so that'll humble me real quick, racing against Keelan. But all in all, it's good to have fun and bring fast cars, and can't thank everybody enough.
As an athlete, what's it like to put it on your shoulders after last week and then deliver?
I strive for it. You know, I'm a very emotional guy, and I wear it on my sleeve, and I'll let you know when it's not a good day or when it's a good day, and today's a damn good day, so I live for it.
It's on his sleeve, Lee. Good day.
And you may have seen it and heard it on the Dale Jr. download that Bubba said that Michael Jordan sent him a text after the Daytona race and said, quote, "Things you want cost more." Well, Bubba has shown how much he wants it, how much he wants to be in the playoff. Well done.
Yeah. When we saw it in that first lap that he made, he laid it all on the line, and that was full commitment. That started this week. We're going to go to Darlington. We're going to win this race.
Bad data, please correct. I'm not sure what you
do.
mean.
Great start for Bubba Wallace.
And Steve, while we drift through the rest of the rows, how about Carson Hocevar, career best qualifying position?
Carson Hocevar is right there on the front row. Chase Briscoe in row 2. I see a bunch of names sprinkled throughout the top 20 that they want to upset the playoff field. They want to be that driver below the line to win their way in on their final chance.
DEI gets the pole, and I don't mean Dale Earnhardt Incorporated.
Slotting back to the lower rows, all the way back to Timmy Hill, qualifying complete for the Southern 500. Well,
there's no way. So far as in the front row.
Anything like qualifying.
Yeah, that's the stupid thing about this.
Reminder on what the menu looks like.
So that's the dumb thing about this. Because of the Group A and the Group B, the fastest in Group B gets to have that top slot. So even though Harsovar is 29.445 and Larson is 29.44, Harsovar gets to be on the outside row of this because Larson is in Group A and Hocevar is in Group B. So, why can't we see the race? We can't show you the live broadcast. That's against the rules. That's copyright, big time. You can't do that. Now, what we'll see on here in about an hour is off of NASCAR.com. You're gonna love it. So, which is not, it's public use there. So, yeah, it is so dumb. So Hocevar is on the outside row with Bubba Wallace, even though Larson was a point whatever faster. So, anyways, there it is. Your top 10. Christopher Bell, he really tried too hard in that great one. The qualifying system is just not great. It is a stupid format. Like, just go to the whoever's fastest is fastest. That's it. You know, it shouldn't be like that. But it is what it is. But that's how it is. It's a dumb format. Exactly. Hopefully they'll change it in the off season because it's dumb. Because that's not fair. They better change it next year. I know the drivers will. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's not like it's a major difference for Hocevar, but like it can be. But bet 100 Larson pushes Bubba out of the way in lap 1. I don't think so. Well, they do that because track temperatures play a big part in qualifying. Okay, good deal. The format in Labor Day is really bad and dumb. All right, so there you go, y'all. We will be back here in about an hour. I want to thank everybody for hanging out today. Thanks for the new members and new subscribers. We're 38 away from 21K, so make sure you hit that like button for us if you're watching on replay, and hit the subscribe if you're new, if you're watching us new as well. But thanks for all the new folks that found us today, and we'll see you here in about 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes. I don't know. I'll keep track of the pre-race ceremonies. I definitely want to get that on stream. So thank you guys so much. I want to thank my lovely wife, Spain, for doing all the things that she does while I sit here. I love you. My kids. I want to thank my mods, my moderators for moderating. I want to thank my members for being members, for giving their hard-earned money back to the channel. And I want to thank you for watching. I know there's a lot of college sports on today, but you chose to sit here and watch me, and that means a lot. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you in about 40 minutes or so. This the pinned link up above you is for the race. Click on that, or just hang right here as I end the stream. It will redirect here. So I hope you guys had a good time. We will see you in about 40 for the NASCAR Xfinity race. The Sports Clips VFW Help a Hero 200. Good night. See you in a little bit. If not, if you don't like NASCAR Xfinity, we'll see you tomorrow night for the Cookout Southern 500. See y'all. Peace out in about 40.